Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLees. This is JayLeesCorner. Happy Tuesday. Happy second day in a row. Can y'all believe I did 2 shows back today? Okay, look, I hope everybody had a good Tuesday and whatnot. We'll be here for a short time, maybe a long time. I don't know. There are a few things to get into, and instead of waiting for Wednesday or Thursday, I said, girl, go ahead and talk to the people today. And let me put a shirt on because I was chillaxing and whatnot. And I just want to get into the few topics of things going on today, okay? And then we can take it from there. Do y'all know to do a few things for me? Please make sure that you have liked the video, okay? You are subscribed to my channel because YouTube be unsubscribing people, child, all around the board. Do not forget to share this video too. Hit the little share button. You can share, I think, on like Twitter or whatever, so other people can see me in my glorious foolishness and whatnot. Y'all also know to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. I do be posting on TikTok. I do. I be on TikTok, y'all, posting about Project Runway a lot, other little shows I be watching. I post that stuff over there. Okay, I made a little post today about my favorites, or my only soap opera, child, Beyond the Gates. Okay, so the little commentary I do be over there. Okay, we were live yesterday for 3 freaking hours and whatnot, and I said, girl, I need a nap. But I'm here today. I feel like my voice sounds raspy. Okay, now I don't know why, and I don't care. Okay, but look, I'm round here, girl. Where I'm at, and I look real regular. I did not feel, because I was off work today. I got on my Powerpuff Girl t-shirt, but because I was off work today, I said I don't want to put no lipstick because I don't want to. So I said no. So again, we got thumbnail, child. We got me being around here. I got some water to sit down my throat so that I don't sound. Cause I'm like, why I sound hoarse? It's so weird. Um, But we gotta do some rest in pieces to people. And I said, child, not people dying in threes for real, because we don't be wanting to die in three. But they going in threes, trying to go wrap up Anita Baker and Billy D. Williams. But how y'all doing? How is everybody? Okay, yes, yes, two whole lives in 2 days. I was live yesterday, and I can't. And it was funny is, even if I was not off work today, I told myself, still go live, because you gotta stop not being consistent, okay? Because YouTube be funny acting because you ain't never around here with content. You can't post only 2 videos a week. That ain't gonna work. So I'ma try. I'm not gonna promise. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna suggest is come to my channel every day and see what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow too. And if it ain't many topics to get into, it would just be a shorter live. Okay, but hey, how y'all doing? And whatnot, your whole little pink, little pretty in pink. And I was like, who can I find everybody in pink? I don't know. I don't know. And luckily, well, I could not find Sydney Starr Pink because she in jail. Okay. And because she in jail, I could use a whole jail picture for her. That's a scapegoat. Okay. If somebody locked up in jail, you use a prison picture. Okay. And because Dolly had on pink and blue, it kind of went together, because Dolly got a little blue on her little top or whatever, and Sydney over there in the blue prison blues or whatever. And then I had to use Jill Scott body and Tina Campbell face and put it together as one, but it was able to work. Okay, I was able to do what I can do when I can do it. I think, wait, is a piece? I think a piece is messed up. If I, girl, because I was halfway busy doing it. Let me go back and look. But no, because when I say Tina Campbell ain't had not Tina didn't have not nan color of her, color. I'm not color, but Tina didn't have not nan picture of her. And it made me mad. Why is it like that? I don't know. I don't care. It looked fine. Okay, I couldn't find Tina Pink's. I used Jill Scott body and Tina's head, and that's what happened. But we here today. A good time will be had by all. It's a lot of foolishness, chit chat. We're gonna get into it in a couple of little celebrity stories or whatever, and that's it. Okay, and we got pink, and all pink, and that's all I can do for y'all. Okay, I was gonna do red, but I said I don't want to. I did red the other day. Okay, taco, tequila, and TT Tuesdays. Which one y'all gonna do? Y'all got some tequila? Y'all got some tacos? I think we all got the teas. I don't know. Okay. Oh, come on now. YouTube told you. Well, that is a good thing. Okay. No, I'm saying they gotta wrap Anita Baker and Billy D. Williams up so they don't die. Okay. Every time they go in threes, I be thinking, who's still around here that I'm worried about? And I said Billy D. Williams and Anita Baker. Okay. I'm just saying. Anyway, I hope y'all having a good day. Hey, I hope y'all have a good day. I had to edit y'all because I said, Tina, girl, why you doing me like this? Why you ain't got nothing? First of all, Tina don't have many clothes. Tina Campbell of Mary Mary don't have many pictures of herself available on the social media. Okay, I don't know if it's because she was famous a while ago, because she's not really famous now. But I'm like, I just be wanting some of these celebrities to please get this, just take some picture of yourself, even put it on your own social media. Okay, because I'm like, I can't find that damn good picture of that lady in pink. But I did what I could do, what I could do. Okay. Alexis guy was acting a fool online last night. I feel like, I don't, they are some fools if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? They are some fools if you ask me. Talking about Anita so young. To Patty, Stevie. Okay, why this emoji? Because we trying to, because she on Dolly Parton. And I feel like Dolly Parton is up there in heaven. Okay, now I don't know. I was gonna be shady, because I said I don't know if Dolly has her original face or the one she has her or what. I don't know. But I said I want to remember Dolly Parton, you know, how she used to be and whatnot. Okay, so I said, girl, put a nice little smiling emoji up there because Dolly Parton was a good person and she gone to glory. And I didn't want to put like a mean looking one up there by Dolly and that can be shady, you know. So that was the best I could do. I try, because I said, I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be too outrageous. So because Dolly died, all I could do is
I'll do the best I can with what I got. I'll do the best I can with what I got.
you know, so that's all I could do, you know. And because I feel like Dolly Parton is, let's, you know, let me wait, hold on. Because sometimes I be like, I don't want to get into the stories too early, but I also feel like I can just start it now. Okay, hold on. Let me add the things on my screenshot because I was just adding stuff, child, and adding stuff all the time and whatnot. Okay. Hold on, hold on. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Boom, add it. So, okay. Now, first of all, I'm just gonna be redoing stuff as we talk. Okay. Matter of fact, let me hold on. Okay, I can talk while y'all seeing things. Because so I was minding my business today. Okay, I was not feeling well today, and my rule of thumb is if you don't feel well when you wake up for work, don't go to work. Okay, if you have vacation days and you have sick days and you don't feel good, if something just feels off for you, you know, just take a day off. Okay, because the work will be there tomorrow. So I was chilling. Okay, and I got a text message. Okay, and I said, what the, you know, and him let me know, I said, Dolly Parton. I said, now what the hell happened? I said, what? And I said, oh, I said, that's a 3. Okay, because they always say, you know, most times death come in 3s, right? And so when he was like, that, you know, you sent me the screenshot of Dolly being, I said, China, now, you know, Dolly been dying for a while now. And the reason I say this is because when Dolly's sister made a post about Dolly being sick or something that had happened, I don't know, Dolly was sick. I thought my shirt is weird. I threw it on. I feel like it's not on my body right or whatever. But who was the first two? Hayden Panettiere died. And then Eddie Kane Jr., also known as Michael Wright, died. So those are the most recent 2 that died. That for me was like, what? Okay. And so when he sent, you know, me the text that showed me how Dolly had passed away, I was like, I think I was like, what the fuck? Because I feel like my response then was, you know who next? Bruce Willis. And I said that to him because I feel like I didn't expect Dolly Parton to die, even though I feel like Dolly been dying for months now because the sister brought up that she was sick and asked for prayers or whatever. And I feel like from that point, they knew Dolly was sicker than Dolly was trying to let on. I think Dolly was trying to, you know, have a positive mindset, you know, with her because you know she passed away at 80, but for like the past year she's canceled some shows, some appearances. So I think, you know, her health was declining and they were trying to hope and wish for the best. But I was still shocked to hear she died, but I still felt in my brain, in the back of my brain, she'd been down for about a year and they were trying to wish it to not be that. And then the reason why my response to him was, well, Bruce Willis next. And he was like, well, goddamn. And I said, well, no, because Bruce Willis' family has been kind of trying to prepare us that he's, you know, his dementia, because I think he has the temporal dementia, whatever, has been getting worse. I said, if they was to come out tomorrow and say Bruce Willis died, I would not be shocked. Because I feel like some people try to prepare you, hey, so-and-so getting a little bit worse. So when they come out and say so-and-so died, I'm not too shocked. I was shocked about Dolly. Okay, I was shocked about Dolly. I would not be shocked about Bruce Willis. However, okay, that ain't the point. The point is, child, hold on. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Okay, Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. Now, first of all, Dolly was begging Jolene not to take a man. Beyonce said, "Bitch, don't play with me." Okay. Dolly was begging the bitch was begging Jolene punk ass to leave my man alone. Please don't take my man Jolene. And then Beyonce said, "I'm warning you, bitch. Get the fuck on." Okay, get the fuck on. Okay. Just saying. But I feel like she did the I Will Love You song, which we know that Whitney Houston redid. She's been in different movies over the years. I think the movie I love Dolly Parton in was Still Magnolias. Dolly Parton. It was Sally Fields, Julia Roberts. Who played the husband? Who played Julia Roberts' husband? It was just a really good movie. So that was my Dolly Parton movie, but she's been in the other ones since then or whatever. But I feel like Dolly Parton, there are Caucasian white people who black people don't play about. Okay, there are black people in the world who will tell you straight up, I don't play about that white person. Dolly Parton is absolutely a white woman who we, as a black delegation, as the culture of blackness, we don't play about Dolly Parton. Okay, we don't play about Dolly motherfucking Parton, and I feel like that's why we were upset to hear Dolly died. Okay, and it was announced. See, I saved all kind of things. It was announced or whatever. Now, also, because her nephew. Hold on. Where did I save it? I feel like I thought I saved. Oh, let me find it now. Because Dolly's nephew right here. So again, Dolly died, right? And Dolly's nephew, there was a message put forth on Dolly Parton's page to announce her death. Let's listen.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly.
I'm not moving in my seat to celebrate. In my head, 9 to 5 is playing. So I'm moving. If y'all see me moving, 9 to 5 is playing in my head, and I'm moved to the music. So don't think I'm like being weird or whatever, but 9 to 5 is just playing in my head.
Dolly has lived the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family, whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
I said, now, goddamn. I said, now, God. Now, I also felt like, I'm like, do you think, in my mind, I'm like, Dolly and them knew for the past maybe week or so, she might not make it. And so I was like, I wonder if the nephew, that was her nephew, if they had, like, hey, record this, because when she died, we got a post about her being dead. So I part of me wonder if, like, for the past week or so, they've known she was, getting worse, and so, hey, make this video because we got to post it because she's gonna be gone and whatnot. Okay. Again, she was, 80 years old, and the crazy part about it, at first they wasn't saying much of what had happened at all. It kind of then came out that her team said, well, where is it? Her team said that, did I save it? Okay, yeah, that she had a brief battle with cancer. And I'm thinking that may have been what was discovered maybe a year ago. You know, when my sister was on social media saying, pray for my sister and blah, blah, blah. I felt like she was maybe diagnosed with cancer then, and they were trying to, hope that she got better and whatnot. Um, so a rep for Dolly Parton revealed that the star passed away after a brief battle with cancer. In a statement, her rep said after bravely facing a brief battle with cancer, Dolly departed her earthly life today at the Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, surrounded by loved ones. It says Parton was in the hospital for 4 days before passing away, months of facing various health issues. So I was just like, not Dolly, now Dolly Parton to me lived life like she was 20. I don't think Dolly ever lived in a way that was like, I'm getting older, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I feel like that's why even at 80 years old, she had a young spirit. Now Dolly also looked young because she had all that surgery. Okay, because the original face Dolly, no tea, no shade. Original face Dolly to me was a beautiful woman and whatnot. But Dolly told us over the years, if I can have it nipped and tucked, I'm gonna have it nipped and tucked. Okay, and her nephew was saying that she had lived a life in rhinestones. She wants some cushiony, some cotton, child, some pillowy, some softness, some silk, some satin. She wants to rest and she wants to relax. And I do feel like she earned that right. I feel like everyone has some kind of Dolly Parton memory, be it a song of hers, a movie of hers, a performance of hers, even when, Beyonce redid Jolene, you know, and there were interviews that Dolly did say how much she liked the version that Beyonce did because it was so different from her own version. And Dolly Parton being on Beyonce's album, we hear her saying, hey, what did you call Beyonce? Maybe it's called her B. I can't remember, but Dolly Parton putting her stamp on another generation version of one of her hit songs was amazing. The same way she did it for Whitney Houston. When Whitney Houston did I'll always love you. She appreciated people taking her old songs and putting a new spin on it, exposing it to a new audience and all those things. Because there may have been some people who had no idea about Dolly Parton's version of Jolene, because they may be young people, I don't know. But because I knew the old version and Beyonce's version, I love them both. Okay, but I was like, bitch, not Dolly. Now a lot of stars have came out, of course, to give their condolences and speak out. Reba McEntire, who spoke about it. Jamie Lee Curtis, Casey Musgraves, okay. Another Casey Musgraves, all these things. But again, over the years, Jack White, a lot of people, Keke Palmer, a lot of people have enjoyed her presence.
I write a lot of songs when I don't have my guitar.
I hope I don't get flagged for this.
I'd be around
That's Dolly and Patti LaBelle.
on the dashboard
Rapper Patti LaBelle too.
in my car when I'm riding around writing songs. But then I have a little rhythm that we can do with these acrylic nails. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, good. You want to?
So the talent that she was, okay, the voice that she had, we just love her. Okay, we love her.
So we will start and see if we.
I don't want to get flagged. I'm trying to pause in between.
Mama said you love shortening bread. Mama said you love shortening short. Mama said you love shortening bread. Wait, Patty.
This, I feel like so many people, her and Whitney Houston, that's what she won. I will always love you. Again, we just love Dolly Parton, bitch.
To be my regular one, but it wasn't. But I love what she did to it. And as a songwriter, you love the fact that people do your songs no matter how they do them. But she wasn't about to let somebody, she was going to go beg some other woman like I did.
So, it was a very sad morning because I'm like, I said, bitch, not Dolly Parton. But at the same time, none of us going to live forever. And that's, something we all have to come to grips with. But I did not have it on my bingo card that Dolly Parton was on that. I said, bitch, not Dolly Parton. Come on now. 80? But 80 is a long, long life. And, she has Dollywood out there. And I think she is an iconic legend who will never be forgotten. You know what I'm saying? She will have an absolute legacy for a long, long time. And we just want her to rest in peace. And again, her husband, who she had been with child forever, her husband, who I believe they met when she was 18, and he died last year. Now, we had never seen her husband. Her husband had been out of sight for years. He was like, I don't want the limelight. And it was a very amazing thing that, she was able to keep that piece of her life to herself. And when he died last year, a part of me felt bad. But, they always say sometimes when you have been married to somebody for a long, long time, they pass away. They say sometimes the other spouse leaves, later on or whatever. I don't know. But I do feel like Dolly has left her mark on this world, be it for music, be it for writing, be it for producing, be it for acting, all of the things that she has put herself into over the years will always be around here. And I'm like, bitch, not Dolly Parton, bitch. Who else who else do we need to bubble wrap? Okay, all I said was Billy D. Williams and Anita Baker, and I now added Patti LaBelle. But I just feel like, the icons in the industry are getting older, But I don't want anyone. I feel like Dolly knew how much she was loved, in my opinion, and I just don't want anybody leaving the earth and not knowing how much of a stamp they put on the earth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. But again, I'm like, girl, I said not. But again, as I told her earlier, I feel like Bruce Willis is next. I'm not trying to kill Bruce. All I'm saying is, whenever they say Bruce Willis died, it won't shock me. Because Bruce is suffering. Okay, it won't shock me. You know what I'm saying? Is Michael Keaton? Not Michael Keaton. What's that man's name? Is Michael J. Fox alive still? He ain't died, did he? Look. At any given moment, this magic moment, okay, and someone said, hey, Code 45, check out. I promise y'all, that would probably be the only time I would ever go live and say, look at God. I feel like that's the only person. I'm trying to think real hard. That's the only person in life that if they left this earth, I would be like, yes. Don't fuck. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's the one person I can't stand at all. Okay. But, rest in peace to Dolly Parton. Now, first of all, I didn't know her middle name. What I saw, I didn't know her. Dolly Rebecca Parton. I did not know that was her middle name. Y'all probably called her Becky. I didn't know. Let me make sure that was her whole name. Yeah, her birth name Dolly Rebecca Parton. Okay, I like it. I like it. But I just did not expect Dolly to die today. Did not. Okay, so may she rest in peace and stuff, and her and Carl is up in heaven fucking. Also, wait, let me scroll, because I had stuff saved separately. 25 years ago, Aaliyah died. And I remember first, because we share a birthday. And the day I was at a house party. It was my cousin Tanisha. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, cousin. Shout here last year I did. But when they announced Aaliyah's death over the radio, we were at my cousin Tanisha's birthday party at the hotel, child, out in Novi. Had the radio playing. It was either maybe it was on FM 98 or whatever, WJB, and they announced her death. And I said, "Y'all done ruined the fucking party. I done ruined the party." But I remember driving home, like, damn, not Aaliyah. And we had to, like, wait to find out information. So today is also one rest in peace to Dolly Parton, who died today. Also rest in peace to Aaliyah, who passed away 25 years ago today in that horrible plane crash. Now I'm like, child, we gotta just, and now this day will be with Aaliyah and Dolly Parton. Okay, one of the two. But I said, I was like, that's, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, not good old Dolly Parton. But she got that, look, Dolly has a lot to leave in her memory. The Dollywood thing is some museum things around there and all of that. Okay, and all of that. But let's shake off the death. Hold on, let's take 30 good seconds, okay? Shake y'all shimmy. Shake y'all shimmy with Bobby Brown and them, okay? And we're back, okay? I just want to shake off the people dying and stuff, okay? But I feel like some of these stories ain't no better. So I done tried to shake off the dead Dolly and dead Aaliyah, okay? And we got these other things, okay? So disturbing, okay? His son and mother charged in the stabbing death of his 18-year-old girlfriend. The mama helped him clean it up. I said, now what now?
Pittsburgh teen is charged in the stabbing death of his girlfriend, and his mother is also charged with helping him try to cover it up. 18-year-old Royce Moser allegedly told state troopers that his girlfriend, 18-year-old Caroline Hines, made him angry, and a demon took over before he stabbed her to death on Wednesday night. Police say Moser put Hines in the trunk of her own car and then drove it to his mother's house. Moser allegedly told police that's when his mom offered to help.
They try to clean clothes. They try to clean the car up. They try to get rid of any blood stains possible.
Police say Moser's mother, Rachel, helped hide Heinz's car.
Now, first of all, I feel like if your child came to you and said, "Mama or Daddy, I killed somebody in the car outside," what would you do? Would you help them, trying to get away with it? Or would you say, "Child of mine, I got to turn you in"? I feel like for me, I'm not helping. If DJ called me right now and said, "Hey, TT, I got it's a body," I don't think my reaction would be to help him hide it. I don't. I really do think I draw the line at murder. Okay, if you beat somebody's ass, I can help them. Okay, I can help you beat up somebody up. Okay, did you embezzle some money? Okay, but I feel like the line is drawn. If you tell me you murdered that, nah, bro. Nah. Now, if you call and say, "Hey, I had to self-defend myself and this happened, what should I do?" Stay right there. Okay? Don't touch nothing. Okay? We're calling the lawyer and then we're calling the police. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the only way to help your child in that situation is to get them a good ass attorney and then call the police, okay? But you should never attempt to try to help them cover up a murder. You shouldn't. You shouldn't, okay? I would not even see anybody in my life asking me to help them cover up a murder. Now, they may say be my alibi so I don't go to jail for beating somebody's ass. That's different. Ain't nobody dead. Okay? But I draw the line at the murder. Okay? And then to try to clean up the scene, child. First of all, why would you bring a body to my house? Why would you even try to include me in your shenanigans? Okay? So again, Pennsylvania mama and the son charged in the murder of 18-year-old Carolina Heinz, the son's girlfriend. Okay, the Pennsylvania State Police reported that Heinz was found dead Thursday night in her car parked near the California Borough Library. Her family became concerned after she failed to check in and trace her location, leading them to call 911 where they found her body. So you left her, and let's see, you put her body in the car and then left the car somewhere. Okay. Royce Moser, 18, faced charges of criminal homicide following allegations that he stabbed her during an argument at the house, meaning you could not control your emotions. Okay. And that's different kind of murder. Okay. If you driving and you accidentally hit somebody, that could be a homicide situation. When you stab someone to death, you committed murder. Okay, it says Royce allegedly grabbed a large knife from his kitchen, citing he was overwhelmed by a demon. He had a demon of death, killer, murder, death, kill. Okay, after discussion, Rachel Moser, his mom, attempted to cover up the crime. So she's facing charges including tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse, as police allege that she assisted her son in cleaning the car and disposing of the evidence. She supplied her son with disinfectant spray and gloves. Don't help your children cover up a murder. Get them a good lawyer. If your son come and say, "Mom, I got so mad, I killed her," you need to get your child the best representation to try to get them, whatever. But you should not. No, I don't think anyone should help someone cover up a murder. That's just my opinion. Okay, and if you do, you crazy too. So the mama crazy, the son crazy. It's weird. It's weird. I saw this and I said, "Now what the hell?" Okay, Philly Chucky. Now, why is it a Philly Chucky? Philly Chucky, who has been going around asking if they're ready to die, identified. Manhunt underway. My nose, I had a sneeze. Says manhunt is underway. As he could face a terrorist threat charge. If you look, I don't believe in trying to scare people. I think that kind of shit is weird. And this is the lady who said he tried to get me.
Refused to become a victim when a masked stranger approached her in Center City last Wednesday morning. She squared up and kicked him in the chest.
You kicked him in the center of his chest. He was, you know, just like that.
Yeah.
Wow. It happened about 5:15 a.m. near 15th and Broad. Jamaica W. believes the person who targeted her is the same suspect police say was caught on camera chasing a woman outside City Hall minutes earlier. Before her own encounter, Jamaica says she spotted the masked suspect approaching a runner who was wearing headphones.
So I started to wave at her across from the intersection and say, hey, there's someone behind you.
She then witnessed him try to force his way into the coffee shop before turning his attention towards her.
So I figured that if anything was going to happen, I wanted to see it with my own two eyes.
She turned around, screamed, and yelled and put her hands up to fight. But something seemed off about the scary stranger.
He just seemed so disoriented about what his goals actually were.
This woman refused to become a victim when a masked stranger approached her in Center.
Either way I go, nigga, run up and you'll be kicking the chest. I don't, people are crazy these days. And dressing up like a murderous dog is insane. And I feel like if somebody walked up to me in a murder dog face, if you walk up to me in a Scream costume, in a Jason costume, and if you are in any way threatening of me, I'm going to try and stab you. Y'all should stop playing with people, because when somebody shoots you dead in your head, then what? Some people now waiting for y'all to say, hey, it's a prank. Well, bam, bam, you dead. Either pop, you dead, stab, you dead, or I'm going to mace you in your face, or stun gun you in your throat. Either way it goes, I need y'all to look. Everybody should make everyone aware. Stop playing with people. Okay? Gas is high, food is high, rent is high. Okay, college tuition going up. Okay, they cutting all the good TV shows. Well, some of the good shows. My point is, people stressed out enough with life. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. He lucky he wasn't killed. So it says police say 22-year-old Jamira Hughes, the man accused of wearing a Chucky-style Halloween mask and terrorizing people around the Center City, and arrest warrant has been issued. Lock his ass up. Okay, immediately. I'm also a person who feels like if somebody, there's no reason to be in Chucky mask, Freddy mask, Jason mask, Scream mask, thinking it's fun and games, because I'm going to protect myself. And if I see you running up on me in a Chucky mask, police, yes, I stabbed him. Why? Because he was running up on me. I thought he was a killer. He was wearing a killer's mask. So the question should never be, why you stabbed him? Why was he playing? If you play too much, you get killed. I'm just saying, okay? So I arrest him and let that be that, okay? Also, around here, up in the gas station, y'all, up in the little Piggly Wiggly, okay? An Amazon driver follows 71-year-old man in a gas station and assaults him over a parking lot spot altercation.
I'll beat your ass, nigga. Put it on. I'll beat your ass, nigga. Put it on.
I feel two ways. One, everyone should keep their hands to themselves. Okay? Again, an Amazon driver is behind bars after attacking an elderly man over a parking spot. Not Tony Busby. Lawyer Tony Busby says he is representing a 71-year-old man he's I don't trust Tony Busby. And Tony Busby who shared this clip of the hit. This is my question. What happened? What made him? What happened? What happened? What happened? Whenever people only show this part of something, I'm still asking myself, why would you, one Amazon guy, what made you go in there? What did that white man say to you to make you do any of that? And to me, if your lawyer is telling you, Busby, I don't trust you. I don't trust him. So my question is, what happened? Because it says Tony Busby is who shared the video, okay? The video shows the older man walking by the Amazon employee as he gets cussed out. The driver then swings at him, knocking him to the ground. Per Tony Busby, the man suffered a neck injury and a concussion. Okay, the employee was arrested and charged with elder abuse because he was an old man, felony battery, and other charges. They alleged that the driver became angry over a parking spot that he accused the older man of taking. He says they filed a civil case against Amazon with the belief that the man has a history of violence. Amazon delivery folks must be carefully screened. First of all, Amazon gonna tell y'all they don't work for us. Amazon gonna tell y'all they are contractor employees. They don't work for Amazon. So we don't care. Amazon always say that shit. Either way it go. But anytime your lawyer is Tony Busby and he shows a 7-second clip, because my thing is there has to be footage from the gas station too, that's in the parking lot. I'm not condoning that man hitting that old man at all. I'm not condoning that at all. I'm just asking what happened that led up to him doing that. Also, that man tucked and rolled. He tucked and rolled, okay, and whatnot. Now, it said he was a neck pain, a neck injury, and a concussion. All I'm saying is the Amazon driver was wrong for hitting that man. I'm not negating that fact. I'm saying that's thing one. But thing two to me is, the tuck and roll, he got up too quick. Okay. Sometimes stay down. Okay. Roll, stay down, and wait for the ambulance to show up and whatnot. And the fact that all the workers are just looking like, oh shit, he hit him. He on the ground over there. I want to see the whole video. I do. I want to see what happened in the parking lot. I want to see what conversation was had. Now, I told y'all I was at Chick-fil-A and someone stole my spot and God said, stop, JayLee. So I can understand someone took your spot and you pissed off. I'm not. So I just want I want to see the full clip. I do. You can't be getting pissed at people and abusing people and fighting people. You can't. Okay? But my question is, if once they both parked, okay, did the white man say something? Did the old white pawpaw say something that pissed off the hidden Amazon man? What was said to even make you get up in that man's face? Okay, I'm just wondering. But again, y'all don't be hitting people. Okay, don't be hitting people. It's not smart. I saw this clip and I said, "Are cops lazy?" Houston officer jumped in an Uber for help chasing down a suspect on the run. Now, let's watch.
Go that way. That way. Get it, bro.
Which
way did he go? Over there. Go that way.
So you see, it's a person running from the police, okay? And I'm assuming this must be the footage from the Uber driver's camera, Okay, you see a figure running in front of the camera. Okay, run on foot. Okay, a slow ass cop is running. Okay, one slow cop running, two slow cop running. Now the second one seen, hold on, I see a car. Come on over here. Now,
Yeah.
Hey, give me a ride over there, please. Go, 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 go. Go pick her up. Pick her up.
now I'm Uber. I work for Uber. If you are a police officer chasing somebody, I'm not giving you a ride, because if whoever you chasing got a gun and they shoot you, I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get hit. I can't believe the two cops caught an Uber in the police chase.
Delian, get in! Delian! Go, go, go. Get in, bro.
Which way am I
Which
going?
way did he go? Over there. Go that way.
Just arrived in the area. We're holding 8 off.
You mean to tell me two cops took an Uber on a police chase?
Sure, if you could just with the light.
Which way? Which way? You go straight. I don't know what you went to.
Sure.
I see a black male wearing shorts, no shirt. No shirt. Oh, that's him? Yeah. Cool. Good.
First of all, I feel like I watch too much television cop shows, because on the television cop shows, cops are in shape. They running country miles, chasing people, jumping over trash cans, busting in doors, jumping fences, okay, jumping cars. Every time in real life, when we see cops chasing somebody, they be running real. They just look, they out of shape. I'm not chasing nobody. I'm also not a cop. I have an office job. Okay. a cushiony office job, but that, okay. I just feel like two police officers chasing somebody and one stops running to say, hey, Uber, give us a ride. I don't think that make any sense. Now, if the issue is someone jumps in a car and they pull off and you're chasing a car, cool. But if the suspect running, why ain't you running? To me, there should be look. I'm not taking a job that I can't physically do. Okay, if my job said, "Hey, JayLee, sometimes you may have to chase down someone running to pay a bill." Okay, you might have to chase down the Blue Cross Blue Shield rep. No, no. I don't understand anyone being a police officer who can't run. I feel like, you should want cops to be able to do regular shit. When we see like the firefighters or whatever, don't they have to lift 18,000 tons or some shit to be because a firefighter has to possibly lift people in a fire? Fool. What do cops have to do? You should be required to be able to run a country mile without catching an Uber. Once you require an Uber to run after a suspect, you should be on desk duty. You should not be, because this is the thing. If someone shot and killed me, okay, and the police have to run and chase the killer who killed me, I'm going to be pissed up in heaven looking down knowing that your ass could not run to catch Billy Badass Killer Man because you could not run. I just feel like people, like even Most jobs say requirements. You will be required, if you work at a store, you are required to stand all fucking day. Stand around, hang up clothes and all that shit. If you a cop, if you are a police officer, and if you are a patrol officer, there should be a physical requirement that you are able to chase and run after people without needing a defibrillator, without needing a mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, without needing an Uber to help you catch somebody. I don't think that's unfair. I don't think that is, trying to discriminate against people. Discriminate against people. I feel like you should be required. A piece of it may require you to chase a criminal on foot. Now it's up to you how long you want to chase him, but you should not have to catch an Uber to catch somebody as a police. I mean, you winded. I just think you should have cops who are, desk duty cops. Who can, they can go take a report. They can come take pictures. They can, that shit. But when you have, actual, beat cops, what I'm saying, the street cops, you should have to be physically able to do your job, to serve and protect. And once you can't do the job anymore, your job should change. If you can't catch the people, and the man, the man wasn't even that fast. Hold on, because if you look at the thing, it don't seem like he was that fast in running. He was Usain Bolt. Look, a little regular run. The cops are just running slower than the suspect, who they say they were chasing. Anthony Bynes says he was at. Wait, no, that's the driver. Hold on. The Uber man, he saw a shirtless man running. Two officers followed behind him and could not keep up, and they jumped in. Okay, now police confirmed that man they were chasing had threatened to shoot a mother and her son because he suspected someone of stealing from him. But again, the person ain't even running fast, and you can't catch him. I might, but if I was Uber, I would have said, no, I'm not, no, I'm not getting involved in y'all shit. Anyway, a girl posted a post to announce an abortion. Okay, she made a post that said baby canceled. Due date was April 14th, 2027. Mommy changed her mind. Daddy was a shit. Now, first of all, why would you post a baby dismissal announcement? But also, look, I'm a firm believer in no one should have a baby they can't afford to take care of, and no one should have a baby they don't want. Okay, change your mind because the daddy wasn't shit. That was the wrong reason to have a baby in the first place. But letting folks know, hey, because I know he ain't shit, I'm not even gonna play. Baby cancel. Baby cancel. But I guess. But child. Do you get gifts for that though? I mean, what's the point of announcing I'm not keeping it? Well, bitch, well, don't keep it. What you telling me for? Just weird. Okay, that was weird. Also, the biological parents of that baby. The parents had a surrogate. They found out the baby had a heart condition while the baby was, I think, maybe 24 weeks pregnant or whatever. And the parent, no, she was 20 weeks. She was 20 weeks pregnant. She was 5 months pregnant. and they found out the baby was gonna have some kind of heart condition, and they told her, "Hey, abort. Okay, abort mission." And the pregnant girl, the surrogate said, "I'm gonna keep the baby. Okay, I'm gonna keep the baby." Okay, so now the parents are suing the surrogate for 100K. Girl. So the legal battle where surrogate McKenna West and the bio parents of the baby she gave birth to is far from over. Per TMZ, Nasheen Gilkar and Omar Ahmed filed a countersuit against McKenna weeks before she gave birth. They are seeking more than 100 grand in damages for allegedly breaking their surrogacy agreement, along with additional damages over what they describe as malicious and outrageous conduct. I still feel like I understand each person's side of this. Okay. So the parents claim they paid her 60K during the pregnancy under the agreement. Okay. $60,000 to pad the baby. The dispute began when she was about 20 weeks pregnant. The baby was diagnosed with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, a serious and potentially life-threatening heart condition. The parents said the contract included a clause allowing them to request that the baby be terminated. So that was in the paperwork. And then the surrogate refused to follow the rules of the contract. And I feel like this. If the agreement is we want you to have our baby, however, if for some reason during the pregnancy we find out something to where we do not want to continue the pregnancy, we have the right to request for you to end the pregnancy. And if she signed that contract, she has to end the pregnancy. And I know that sounds horrible. But it's in the contract. Everyone doesn't want to. It's gonna sound, but I'm just saying it. Everyone is not equipped to raise a sick child. And if up front they said, hey, these are the rules that we're going to have for our surrogacy. If we choose to, we have the right to request termination. And if that's a clause in the contract, you should follow the clause in the contract. If you choose to ignore their requests and still birth the baby, you gonna get whatever you got coming. The parents denied McKenna's claim that they threatened or pressured her into terminating the pregnancy. The lawsuit also claims they have suffered emotional distress because of her actions. McKenna has denied wrongdoing and maintained that continuing the pregnancy saved the baby's life. She named the child Gabriel, while the bio parents say his name is Rumi. The baby was born last week and has already undergone a complex heart procedure as the legal fight continues. And again, now there's a sick child born who will require surgeries and all these things. So I'm on the parents' side because there are stipulations in it. It's a reason as to why surrogacy, when you do it like legally, there are so many rules into what can happen, because you don't want, like, for instance, let's take Shamia. You know, Shamia had a surrogate, right, with her second daughter, and Shamia used the same surrogate Candy used for Blaze. When Shamia's surrogate was pregnant with her daughter, I think around the time the surrogate was pregnant, around the 6-month mark or whatever, found out she had cancer. I think it was cancer. And it was like bad to where she had to have some kind of treatment. And so they had to induce labor and all these things. And so the fact that, Simia's daughter ended up having some ailments, you know what I'm saying? There's a reason as to why there are rules put in place for surrogacies, because you have to try to protect the vessel, the surrogate, and the baby. And it's not your baby. You are a vessel. You are the oven. If I choose to bake a pound cake in your oven at your house, because my oven is broken, but if while the cake is baking in your oven, I realize, hey, I don't want cake no more, because that cake is gone. That cake has a hole in it. So that cake is gonna be too much work that I know I can't do in life. Cut the oven off. Surrogacy has so many different layers to it. You should know what you're doing before you do it. And you cannot make a decision for that baby because it's not your baby. It's not your baby. It's not your baby. So making the decision to... I'm trying to pull up Shamia's surrogate. Maybe I could get it correct. You can't make those decisions. No, the girl who had Shamia's daughter, the second daughter, whatever happened with her, she, let me pull it up. So Shamia's daughter Shiloh was diagnosed with a rare birth defect that blocks or narrows the nasal passages. She was born prematurely after an early delivery prompted by her surrogate's breast cancer. So she had breast cancer. So the surrogate was diagnosed after being a surrogate with Candy and giving Candy Blaze. She then was, and she was surrogate before that as well. She then was Shamia's surrogate with the baby Shiloh. And I believe 5-6 months into the pregnancy, they found out that she had breast cancer. And because she required chemo to save her life, they had to deliver the baby early. And I believe she's now cancer free. But again, that's all a piece of surrogacy. Because what if the contract said, hey, you're my surrogate, and even if you find out you have some debilitating disease or whatever, we're not going to try to save your life first. You can die from cancer, but still birth my baby. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be stipulations in place to where everyone has a decision to be made. If they found out their baby had this heart issue and they then say, hey, we don't want to continue this pregnancy, as the paid surrogates to the parents, your job should have been to terminate. Because you now chose to keep the baby, birth the baby, and now look at you. But that's also why they try to vet surrogates, because you have to be aware of what's going to happen. And now, sick babies in the world, child, and we going to see. Anyway. Now, I was minding my business, and I kept scrolling and seeing this shit. And I kept scrolling past it, 'cause I didn't get what it was. And when I realized, oh, this is a Halloween costume. So Target had a Halloween costume, which looks like a black minstrel show outfit. It was called Kids Glows Under Black Light Circus Clown Halloween Costume bodysuit. Now I don't shop at Target. Okay, I don't at all. I gave up on Target, but I feel like no one would give their child this outfit for Halloween unless they wanted their child to look like a black minstrel show character. Um, I don't even know how. This is what's weird. I don't know how the costume made it off of the drawing board into the factory, into a parent signing on, letting their child pose in the costume. I don't understand. I don't I don't understand. I feel like everyone at Target is old enough to know what this looks like. So to me, there's a difference between, oh, you know what, that can kind of be something, but maybe not. I don't know. And you then ask people, this is clearly what it was. Even the stance. Okay. So I don't understand Target putting out an apology. What they said, what the, so Target said an apology from us. We removed an offensive Halloween costume that should have never had been a part of our assortment. It is no longer for sale. As a company, we got this wrong. How the fuck did you ever think it was right? And we are deeply sorry. We know this is especially hurtful for our black guests, team members, and partners. Removing the costume is an important first step, and we are looking closely at how this happens and what needs to change to ensure this will happen again. First of all, Target, I'm not fucking with y'all. A part of me feel like someone, and look, do I think everyone at Target is responsible for this? No, but I feel like whoever allowed it to happen is responsible. Period. From the top to the bottom. Okay, there may be a store associate who works in one location. I'm not saying the whole Target organization is responsible for this, but whoever did this was like, fuck them niggas. They don't want to shop here. I got one for them. Let's put out a black minstrel show kitty costume. And also, who kid is that? Who kid is that? What parents said, yeah, my child can be the minstrel show clown. Now why would, but again, people, I always say this, we can't, there's too much racism, there's too much wrong in the world to try to fight every battle. Okay? So I join in where I can. Target is where I can join in. Because Target is showing us their ass to kiss. You know what I'm saying? They're showing us their ass to kiss. The only time I give leeway for someone who says I shop at Target is if Target is the only store near where you stay. Because I also understand that for some people, they may not have other options in their area. So if Target is the only store within 50 miles of you, I get you have no choice but to shop at Target. If you have a choice of where to shop and you choose to shop at Target, you are a part of the problem. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. I ain't going back. I have not. I ride past 2 Targets on a consistent basis, which I'm not putting in the parking lot. We're sorry. Kiss my ass. Cause I'm like, why would y'all do? I was like, why the fuck would y'all do any of that shit? Like, for what? Okay, y'all remember the shooting that happened here at the Foot Locker? Okay, big old shootout. Okay, now the woman charged with the deadly shooting at the Foot Locker, okay, over there in East Point, has pleaded guilty to manslaughter as part of a plea deal. So 19-year-old, is it Lakyla? I think it's Lakyla Taylor, who was 19 at the time of the shooting, entered a guilty plea on August 24th in Macomb County courts. She pleaded guilty to manslaughter, felony firearm, tampering with evidence, and carrying a concealed weapon. As part of the agreement, the prosecutor will drop her secondary murder charges. They're going to drop secondary murder charge, assault with intent to murder charge, and an additional felony firearm charge. Again, the shooting happened back in May. Out in the where this happened at is a regular area. Okay, where lots of folks be just minding their. I'm like, a shooting at the Foot Locker. I was so confused. So 2 people were fatally shot and 2 others were injured after the fight broke out. It says her attorney argued she was acting self-defense, saying she opened fire while her brother was being attacked. But again, she pleaded guilty, and she was referred. When is she? Oh, she'll be sentenced on December 2nd. You know, this is also an example of you don't always need a gun. You know, a fight can be a fight. I think the issue that we have with these situations is everybody want to start shooting. And in my day, you didn't shoot, you just fought it out and let it be. We lived. And nowadays, everyone has a gun, they just pow. And now this 19-year-old girl, again, she pleaded guilty to manslaughter, so she's going to do some time in prison and whatnot. It may not be life, because I don't think manslaughter has a life sentence. I know first degree murder does, but sometimes just stop. Okay, just stop. So there's a trial going on with what's her name? Lindsay Clancy, who's on trial because she murdered her 3 children, and a Vanity Fair reporter was caught on camera, and she was smiling.
Like smiled and winked into the camera. Did you know you did that and why?
Well, no, I was laughing because I grew up with her.
You did?
Yeah, so she looks at me and I look at her and I'm like, but it wasn't that. My dad had saw previously on court TV and he said I looked bad. So I was like giggling.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my dad runs, he's retired. He's run post offices, but before that, well, not before that. Now he's on the board at Quinnipiac out of college.
Yeah, that's a great school.
He's like, come to me, my children were more problematic or whatever. But he was like, you look so bad in the photo earlier. So I'm like,
that's terrible.
I know, but he's funny. So I'm like, a person who Dubside was like a really good friend of mine. And she was like, put the hair back in a clip. And then she was like, look forward and smile.
First of all, it's a murder trial about 3 children who were murdered. It's a murder trial about 3 murdered kids. Why would you listen to anybody who tells you to look front, look with the camera and smile? Why are you smiling? And then to say, well, I knew her. But what's funny? And the fact that no one else is smiling but you, bitch, what is wrong with you? Now, again, she was a reporter for Vanity Fair. And they say she has now been, her credentials have been snatched from her. Her article is declined. So you didn't got your credentials snatched. Your article is now not being written because you wanted to do the most. Why? No one should be in a murder trial smiling, even if you know the damn defendant. There was nothing that anyone can say to me while I'm sitting in the court of a murder trial that would make me giggle. Nothing. Because the conversation that we're here for isn't funny. And if someone said a joke to me, I will look at them like, bitch, what are you doing? And then the part of her being interviewed later on about it, and she's like, well, yeah, I know Lindsay.
Like smiled and winked into the camera. Did you know you did that and why?
Well, no, I was laughing because I grew up with Lindsay.
I grew up with Lindsay, but she murdered children.
You did?
Yeah, so she looks at me and I look at her, and I'm like, but it wasn't that. My dad had saw previously on Court TV, and he said it was bad. So I was like giggling.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my dad runs, he's retired. He runs post offices, but
God forbid you're at a murder trial and your father tells you, honey, you look bad on the camera. Daddy, the kids are dead, Daddy. No one cares about how I look.
before that, well, not before that. Now he's on the board at Quinnipiac out of college.
Get out.
He'll
That's
get
a great
trouble.
school.
He's like, come to me, my children were more problematic or whatever. But he was like, you look so bad in the photo earlier. So I'm like,
That's
I'm
terrible.
I know, but he's funny. So I'm like, a person who Dubside was like a really good friend of mine. And she was like, put the hair back in a clip. And then she was like, look forward and smile.
So you allowed your father to convince you weren't pretty enough on camera at the murder trial of the 3 murder kids. And so the white woman behind you then said, well, no, look in the camera, your daddy, and smile. This is also why you only need actual journalists in the courtroom, because you would know how to hold yourself accountable for your action. And if you look crazy in court, so people, literally, the kids are dead. No one here to me looks cute. Everyone look like they at court for some dead kids. And the mama's on trial, the mama paralyzed, and the mama said he was postpartum. There's nothing about this that says you, the lady on the back row, should look cute. Again, I just like get some shit. How you sleep, bro? A San Francisco is a Mooney driver falls asleep behind the wheel and causes a crash. You had one job. One. One job. Just be woke and drive. You sleep and you crash. And what's crazy to me is he probably woke up because it crashed and said, fuck, I'm gonna get fired. I was asleep and I crashed. I crashed. Like, you can't get out of that. If you at work and you doze off and your head hit the desk and it's just you, that's fine. If you driving a bus or a train, you crash, you can't get out of that. Especially there are cameras around that caught your ass sleep. I'm just saying, some job you should not perform if you are not up to it, okay? Again, he appeared to fall asleep at the control before crashing, involving 2 light rail trains on July 31st. Video shows the scratching his head before nodding off for 20 seconds. He then is awakened after the train crashes into an oncoming train, shattering the front windshield. Two passengers were on board of the train when the accident happened, but hopped off once the train stopped, uninjured. They're in the 18. Look, you can't be asleep. Okay. The operator has been removed from duties while the agency says they will take appropriate action once they investigate fully. You can't be doing that. Okay, it's the first one, bus drivers, train drivers, airplane pilots or whatever. Anybody operating something that's moving, your one main job is to be woke, alert, because you crashed into an oncoming train. Weird, okay? I'm pretty sure you're gonna get fired. And that's on him. It's not on us. It's not our fault. He did it, not us. I did not know that Metro PCS was a thing. And I can't imagine beefing with somebody over a phone at Metro PCS. Did she bust the windows out? Y'all, she bust the windows out.
I'm this motherfucker and give me my fucking shit. I will tell this motherfucker. Now give me my shit. Give me my shit. I'm this motherfucker and give me my fucking shit. I will tell this motherfucker. Now give me my shit. Give me my shit.
Why the baby at work?
Y'all think I'm playing? Give me my shit. Bitch, leave. Fuck you, make me leave. Leave? Bitch, I tear this motherfucker up. I ain't gonna lie, I'm plastic fucking. Shit! I'm not throwing shit. Give me my shit! On your ass! Give me my shit!
Now, first of all, she not too crazy because she didn't go behind the counter. If it ain't no walls and no doors, I'm gonna come back there. Okay. And why is the kid there?
I'll get fucked up, so lady. Give me my shit! Y'all think I'm playing? Give me my shit!
I don't know if she ever got her shit, but again, I'm like, what the fuck? Let's move on. It's an hour and a half. Why didn't y'all tell me? Y'all take a little minute. Okay, like the video, and then we're gonna come back and have a good time. And we are back. Okay, Sydney Starr. So we know that Sydney Starr is still locked up. She's still arrested. Okay, lock her ass up, but she is a trans individual. So Sydney was arrested okay, for child abuse charges, okay, and she was still over there in Fulton County Jail. And let's look at the story. Hold on.
Now at noon, the hearing for a reality TV personality accused of molesting a teenage boy just wrapped up. 37-year-old Sydney Favors, also known as Sydney Starr, was arrested August 2nd at an Embassy Suites near Hartsville-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. She's charged with aggravated child molestation, sexual battery of a child under the age of 16, and sodomy. This is after allegedly confessing to performing oral sex on a boy, claiming the act was consensual. The child's mother has asked the judge to deny bond, arguing that her son has been traumatized.
So this is the mama. I feel like for some reason, I thought the child was Caucasian. I don't know why. But now we know the child is possibly, black because the mama's black. We don't know. It could be black. I don't know. But this is the mama talking.
Since this happened, he has had emotional and psychological harm. It is profound. He is required to attend intensive therapy to begin the process for what was done to him. At this age, when he should feel safe, innocent, and protected, he is now forced to cope with trauma that no child should have to ever endure.
Favors is a transgender woman and reality. Now, at noon, the reality TV cast member known for appearances on shows that are filmed here in Atlanta, Starr, was denied bond. The judge said the defendant would remain at a low bond status. Reality TV.
Now, first of all, we got a couple of more things, okay? We now know how old the victim was, because again, the charges was someone under the ages of 16. They're not alleged the child was 13 years old. And I feel like, Sydney's defense when she was first arrested was, well, it was consensual. And my eyelashes in my eyes. She kept on saying it was consensual. And that the victim told her they were 18. And I feel like there was no 13-year-old that looks 18. Okay. Now, there may be a 16-year-old kid who you may think is 18, but even 18 is still young. But there's no 13-year-old who looks 18 at all. I don't care how tall the kid is. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So I feel like her reasoning was a lie, because there's no 13-year-old child who you can see at a hotel lobby that you believe that they're 18 years old, and you then agree for some consensual escapades. And the fact of the matter is, no one is trying to believe that bullshit. Again, if the victim was 17 and they lied, and we see a picture of the kid and the kid looked of age, maybe. But when you can clearly see the person is a child, I don't give passes at all. To me, once you are in your 30s, you should not want to talk to anybody younger than 25. Once you are in your 30s, you should not even have any inkling to be with anyone under 25. And you, Sydney Starr, are in your upper 30s, okay? And for us to now find out that the child was 13 years old is even worse, because your defense is a lie. Your defense is a lie. Now, because they say the city could be a flight risk and a danger to others, because once you coerce, once you alienate a 13-year-old, and you you commit sex acts upon them, you don't need bond or bail. I don't care about you being a flight risk. You are a danger to society. Because if you're willing to do that and lie about it and make it seem as if what no, I just had consensual to make it try to make it seem like you had a consensual sexcapade with someone you thought was of age is a crock of bullshit. Period. Let's see. The latest ruling keeps in the Starr case centered in Fulton County, where she's facing felony charges of aggravated child molestation, sexual battery against a child under 16, and sodomy. Detectives took favors into custody after responding to the embassy suites on International Boulevard on August 2nd. The allegations involve a 13-year-old boy whose family reported the alleged assault. New testimony on Tuesday's hearing offered a more detailed account of what investigators say had happened before the arrest. They testified that Favors told detectives she had contact with someone she identified as Larry. The investigator said Larry was actually a juvenile who later exited Favors' hotel room and identified her to investigators. She acknowledged the juvenile had entered an elevator with her and later went to her hotel room. And then she admitted to performing orphans on the boy and stuff. But I feel like, you know, my status in anything like this is always, even if a child approaches you, you are the adult that is supposed to say, no, bad child. Where's your mom and dad? They say here that her attorneys argue that the child approached her. Rather, it doesn't matter if a 13-year-old approaches you. You have to use your adult brain to say no. A 13 child. So I'm happy that they won't let her out. I'm happy about that because, in my opinion, this means she's done it before and didn't get caught. Because nobody out the blue. Because how old is Sydney Starr? Hold on, let me go look. 37. Okay. Nobody at the age of 37 is out the blue starts thinking, you know what? I'm gonna date a third. I want to get with a third. That's your thing. That's just your thing. And you have not been caught before. And the boy mama saying, no, my child need therapy, you probably do. It is entirely. Because we don't really know what happened in that room. So yeah, keep her locked, keep her locked up. Okay, and keep the charges. And I feel like the cameras are showing her, in her naturalness. Not the way she used to be, dressed up, and stuff. I think they're trying to, show her how she looked at the house at the crib, with no makeup on, no wig on, whatever, and whatnot. Again, there's no consent when the person is 13. It isn't, okay? Wendy Williams, we discussed it a little bit yesterday, and Lauren LaRosa was on the Breakfast Club this morning, and she had reached out to Wendy and them or whatever. And also Charlamagne the God kind of chimed in too. So this new Wendy Williams show docuseries that will be on Peacock that has Suzanne as one of the EPs of it. they're trying to now say, well, Suzanne and Wendy aren't really talking anymore, or Wendy is not getting any kind of payment from this, and Wendy felt blindsided, and bad Suzanne. And I feel differently. I feel differently for a couple of different reasons. When the Breakfast Club was discussing it this morning, they be flagging folks sometimes. Let's see.
Going through her health things, trying to figure out this conservatorship, making money involving her name, her likeness, her image, her show would just be off the table if you understand what she's dealing with.
If that's actually your friend.
If that's actually your friend. Now, there were reports that Wendy and Suzanne are no longer friends and no longer speaking. I have confirmed that is true.
So, they were discussing it earlier on the show. Lauren Rosa gave her opinion. I feel differently only because Suzanne was an active working piece, a part of the Wendy Williams show for 13 seasons. And I feel like because we don't know what the angle is, we don't know if Suzanne is doing something sticky dicky. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Wendy has so many other things going on in her life. I don't think this is something that should include Wendy, because to me, it's not about Wendy herself and what she has going on now and her sickness, her ailments or whatever. It's about the show. And Suzanne was a main producer on the show. Now, at one point, Charlamagne said that they reached out to him to see if he wanted to help in any way. And he said he then asked Wendy's niece, was Wendy involved? And they said they did not even know about it. And I feel like I hope that Suzanne is not doing any kind of salacious hit piece on Wendy, but I don't have an issue with someone who was a known producer on the Wendy Williams show doing a documentary about the show. I don't have an issue with that. Now, should Wendy get some kind of payment? I mean, possibly, but right now, Wendy can't get her own money through through that the lady. Wendy is in her own, conservatorship where she can't get money anyway. So I just don't feel like it is I don't think how can I word it without trying to sound like an asshole? I just feel like Wendy Williams' personal life should not be what it's about. And if what Suzanne is doing is about the show, I do feel like she has a right to tell that story, because she worked there for 13 seasons. I can understand if Wendy's family team felt like, well, y'all shouldn't do it because Wendy is not involved. I understand that, but I also feel like the Wendy Williams show has so many moving parts. It's not just Wendy's part, because Wendy and Kevin and the implosion of their marriage ended that show, which ended the careers of all the staff on that show. I feel like all of what happened affected so many people, not just Wendy. And so I feel like the fact that they've said verbatim, this is supposed to be a show about the show, not Wendy, the show. And why would you not want someone to tell their perspective of what happened when they spent 13 years and 13 seasons on that show? Now, if we see it and we see that it's a hack piece and they're hacking up Wendy's legacy, yes, we then should cut Suzanne ass out. Absolutely. But I feel like that ain't what it is. And I also think Wendy is not at a point in life where she should be doing documentaries about it. She can't. She can't. Wendy is not in a mental place, a financial place, an emotional place to be able to sit in front of a camera crew, a docu-series crew, and accurately tell the truth about her life, because she's not in that place within herself for all other reasons. So I feel like people trying to make it seem as if we know Suzanne is up to something. I'm like, how do y'all know that? And let's also not forget the reason Wendy has Wendy said for years that she, weren't really friends with people like that. And when Kevin cheated and when Wendy then relapsed and the show imploded, I feel like Wendy wasn't in contact with anyone from the show because it was an implosion. And I think when we saw videos of Wendy with Suzanne, I want to say like a year or two ago. They like went out to eat or whatever. And they hadn't talked in a while. And maybe that was Suzanne saying, hey, so that you know, I'm working on a documentary about the show. And maybe Wendy said, I don't want to do it. Or who knows? Or maybe the plan was never to include Wendy directly because Wendy is in a conservatorship. It's a lot of hoops to jump through to even have her do anything. So I don't think we should jump the shark and say Suzanne is up to some nigga shit. Like, let's see what it is. And if we see it's some bull of a shit, go off on her. And then we know she's a fucking snake. But because, she didn't come off that way on the show. And they might not speak anymore. But that don't mean, they don't speak because, Wendy said Suzanne is a fucking. And if Wendy team come out and say, hey, Suzanne asked Wendy to be a part of it, but said you can't get paid from it. Like if there's evidence that Suzanne actively tried to block Wendy from doing whatever, that's different. But if Suzanne is just making a documentary about the show that she worked on for 13 seasons, why is everybody acting like it's crazy that, why isn't Wendy involved? I don't think she needs to be. I don't think Wendy has the ability to do it. And yeah, if you watched her show the last season or two, they helped her get through the show a lot. So I don't, it's weird to me when people who there was no issue when they were helping Wendy stay afloat on that show. No one had any issue with them then. But now that they want, and I'm saying they by Suzanne, now that Suzanne, wants to, tell her side of what she said happened on the show, now she's a sleazy, tied Jezebel bitch who we shouldn't trust. I'm like, but no one had that thought process when Wendy was up there saying her words and stumbling over stories, and they were helping her, be good. So they were great when she needed them. But now it's different. And truth be told, Suzanne can't help Wendy right now. If Wendy has all of the good lawyers and she's still in that fucking conservatorship, the producers from that show can't help Wendy at all. Her family can't help Wendy. So why are we trying to blame the producers on the show for doing a docuseries about the show? Again, if the docuseries is about Wendy and her life and what is going on in her personal life, that I don't agree with. But if it's about the show, I'm not upset. I'm not. I don't.
Y'all,
I don't have enough to be upset about yet. Okay, but trust and believe. If we see it in some bullshit, we ride at dawn. But I'm not. That's like you working at your job for 15 years. And once you leave that job, for whatever the reason may be, you want to do a docu-series about what happened at your job. And then folks upset because your job was closed down. Why would you want to do a story about? Because I lived it for 13 seasons. But I digress. Okay, we're gonna just hope. We're gonna hope it ain't no bullshit. But if it is, we're gonna off with her head. Off with her head. Congrats, Angel Reese. I feel like every time we have some NBA players who reach some kind of milestone or whatever, it's oh my god, NBA players so and so and so and so had this great thing. No, what about the WNBA? Okay, Angel Reese makes history within the WNBA with a record-breaking 26 rebounds. So we have to show up and congratulate the great female athletes as much as we do the male athletes, okay? The Atlanta Dream Star made history Monday night, grabbing a WNBA record, 23 rebounds, and a 78-71 win over the Los Angeles Sparks, surpassing the previous single game record set of 24 from 2003. So the record set for 23 years. Okay, so we have like I can't play because I don't want to get flagged. Congrats to Angel Reese. Okay, they say she also broke Angel Williams' single season rebounding record, bringing her total to 458 rebounds with 6 regular season games remaining. You know, to me, I feel like there isn't enough praise for the WNBA. You know, and so I was like, no, praise her. Okay, we have to get the WNBA up to the same level as the fucking NBA. Okay, so congrats to our girl Angel Reese. Okay, also congrats to our girl Coco Jones. Okay, I love her new song. I love her as a singer. But y'all know she was on the TV show Bel Air that was on Peacock, which was a reimagination of the show Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and she played Hillary. Okay, well now we have found out that Peacock is developing a Hillary spinoff. Okay, I said, a Hillary spinoff. So Coco Jones may be taking the Hillary Banks character from Bel Air to New York. So there had been a Peacock has ordered a spinoff as a development, okay, per deadline. It's going to be possibly called Hillary, okay. It says the proposed series to follow Hillary after she accepts an unexpected job offer from a celebrity chef, Yvonne Durand, and makes an impulsive move to New York, determined to build a legacy beyond her wealthy Bel Air name and family. Hillary quickly learns the success, relationships, and life in the city may come with unexpected consequences. I feel like, we had this whole retelling of Fresh Prince from a grittier version, but truthfully, the show, we didn't get anything new. It was a great series, do not get me wrong, but it was just a retelling of the same story that we had seen before. But I loved the Bel Air show. It was so good. I'm not surprised because it wasn't canceled. They just told the story and that was it. But I love the fact that we can see at least one character's life outside of what we already saw. And to me, it's a good, first step in something being different. Hillary being in New York can maybe, with Jazz come with her, will come visit. All these things can happen. I think it's an original concept. And if you did not watch the first, well, it was either 4 or 5 seasons of Bel Air. Each season was great, and to be able to binge watch is even better. But her character for me was weird because her Hillary character was so different from the show. she wasn't this, airhead, rich, snobby girl with like no depth. That wasn't what she was. And to see how she can possibly spread her wings, and do something different would be good. No, the original Hillary did not pop on Bel Air. They had original Jeffrey, both Aunt Vivs. They didn't have original Jazz. They had original Ashley. Um, I think they also had Will's original mom on there too, but they did not have original Hillary on the show. But to me, I feel like, again, if you did not watch the Bel Air spinoff, I can see how they would make a spinoff of Hillary's character. I did not feel like Will and Carlton needed one. I mean, they really should do a Jeffrey spinoff. The story of Jeffrey before he became Jeffrey, the house butler, the house manager, and his. I would love it. I would love it. I would love it, bitch. Okay. But I think the Hillary thing could be good too. You know what I'm saying? I hope, again, it's in development. I hope it happens. Okay. I like Coco Jones, and I feel like they can maybe help her spread her wings a bit more. So we shall see. Okay. We shall see. Keke Wyatt. The reason I put Keke in the thumbnail, okay, because Keke is always around here, okay, with a new man. Now, Keke has, I don't know, 13 children, and whatnot. She has a couple of ex-husbands. She has a new man, okay? Keke is out here kissing some new man child and posting up how much, you know what I'm saying? When it's good, it's just good, okay? There's nothing like someone who understands and lets you be your true self and doesn't judge you, okay? And it's her, this man child. And this gonna sound mean when I say it, and I don't care. Any man that gets with Keke Wyatt is not getting with Keke Wyatt because, oh my God, she's such a great person. Because how many kids? Does Keke Wyatt? Keke has 11 children. Okay, 11. Not one, not two, 11. Okay, and I believe she has like 3 fathers out of the 11. But to me, there is no man who meet Keke Wyatt and then, you know what? I think I want to get with her, because there has been such a public display of her life that one, you're gonna get her pregnant, because each person gets her pregnant, okay? And then the relationship falls apart. And I feel bad that Keke has never thought, you know what? Let me try to be a mama. Keke always gets a new man, and then wants y'all to know I got a new man. Even though all of the old men she's been with, it has went down the drain. And the reason is because Keke is not putting herself first. I think she feels as if she needs to be in a relationship. And that's the reason why they keep failing. Because you fix yourself. And once you have 11 children, 11, okay, you don't even have time for, and the youngest child is very sick. So every time I see Keke with a new man, my thought process be, he doesn't want to fuck Keke Wyatt and have a good, because she the babysitter. So I can be a babysitter. We can fuck. We can go out and sing some songs, and I will be at home to support you. But a part of me, because she always say how goes good, bitch, it's so good, girl. He a good man, Savannah. He a good man. And again, I'm not saying that she don't deserve to be happy and she don't deserve to be loved. But Keke don't love herself yet. She keeps looking for love in babies and men. And until she fix herself, her own issues, she not gonna have a successful relationship. She just isn't. And I just really want her to focus on Keke. Focus on Keke. Not no kissing man, not no man with a little necklace on, child. Not no man who's up and posing on the bed, child. Cause who you posing for? And we know Keke don't ever have a problem getting a man, which is fine. And even the fact that she don't have a problem losing one is fine too. I want Keke to find herself and be happy within herself. I think once she does that, that's when she will find a man who is supposed to be her one and only. Okay? But we're going to sell on this last, y'all. Congrats, Keke. And I said, child, and they be posting pictures of Keke Wyatt. And I would be like, girl, I don't go to page now. Cause you know what I'm saying? So again, girl, not posting. So girl, not on your girl. Talking about put God first. He goes to girl, and she still be singing all around town. But I just need Keke to go focus on herself. I need you to focus on self, and then let that be. One of the Huck sisters, okay, Khadijah, not Malika, Khadijah. No, two of them. Khadijah is the one who got married. Malika is the one who had a baby by OT Genesis, and she's always on Chloe's titty. But Khadijah, who was married and she's down divorced, her finances not leaked, but got out. When you go through divorce as a child, they put all your business in the streets, okay? So Khadijah Huck is asking the LA courts to make her ex-husband or her estranged husband, I think they're going through divorce, a former NFL player, Bobby McCray, to pay child support and spousal support 2 years after the split. Anytime you married to somebody and y'all gonna get divorced and he don't want to pay, I don't get how you be with somebody, had kids with them, and you are supporting them as a father. And when y'all separate, you feel like you don't have to support them anymore. That's weird, okay? Per documents obtained by TMZ, she had to detail her income, his income as well. She had to show how much she can pay for that Chloe TV show over there on Hulu. Okay. So the Hulu reality show produced by Chloe, okay, pays her $25,000 per episode. It's a 6-episode season, so she got $150K for the show. I'm like, before taxes or after taxes? Probably before taxes. She also cited $7,500 from social media consulting, tied to Below Deck, and then $25,000 from 2 Raising Cane's appearances in 2025. Although she noted extra out-of-pocket costs for hair, makeup, photography, videography reduced what she actually kept. She says her income is not enough to cover expenses for her and our 3 kids. Okay, Christian, Celine, and Capri. Who she says she supported largely on her own since they broke up in 2023. So again, y'all were married as a couple and have 3 kids. And since the separation, you have not been helping her. She says Bobby has paid less than $3,000 in support since then, despite him pulling in about $18,600 a month from disability, annuity, and Social Security payments after retiring from the NFL. Plus, there's a 401k worth over $765,000. Okay, She says the shortfall has pushed her to debt and forced her to lean on family and friends. Again, as I said yesterday, if my friend has 3 kids and a punk ass ex-husband who isn't helping her, girl, how much you need? Here, take this little meal, okay, and sit it down there until I'm just saying I could not be a multi-billionaire, and I know that my friend ain't got no money and she's suffering, she's gonna be destitute. Okay, Khadijah also has asked the court to account for the lifestyle she and the kids had growing up with her husband. Frequent dining out, vacations, and extracurricular activities, which she said she cannot afford on her own. Okay, she's also requesting $100,000 to pay her lawyer fees. Now, Khadijah, that was advocate. You need to cut your expenses. Okay, you know, a piece. First of all, it don't seem like either one of y'all can afford a hefty lifestyle. Okay, it don't sound like either one of y'all, because if he's making $18,000 a month, you have about $75K a month in income. It sounds like y'all are making regular money, okay, together, and now separate. It's even less regular money. Okay, you may not be able to still dine out frequently. You might not be able to have consistent vacations. I feel like a part of the separation doesn't mean you make your kids' whole life change, but it may come to a point to where you and the husband, or ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, gotta make some decisions. And trying to keep up with the Joneses or the Jenners or the Kardashians ain't gonna work in your favor. Okay. And again, if you only got $150K for that show, and if you already in debt, and if you need $100K for legal fees, you already in a deficit. So if you have a large home that you can't afford, and it seems like, can the husband afford it either? Because if he's bringing in $18,000 a month, I mean, how much y'all live in California? Like, again, it sounds like when y'all work together, y'all were comfortable. I don't think y'all will be able to sustain 2 separate households on either one of y'all incomes. So you may have to go get a job outside of social media shit, because your kids need things. So again, I'm not saying that the man should not fork over some more money and help and be the helpmate, because you have 3 kids. He absolutely should. But that means y'all both need to make some decisions on what y'all living costs are. Are y'all renting? Is it a mortgage? Who owns the house? Are y'all renting cars? Maybe don't eat out every day. Okay, cook some food, buy some groceries. Just saying. Anyway. Also, finances, divorces. Tina Campbell, okay? Tina of Mary, and her soon-to-be ex-husband, okay? She's having some financial issues as well. I said, girl, I can't imagine. I always say this: when you make more money, you should not spend more money. When you make more money, you should not add on to more. No, when you make more money, just stay what you're doing. Because there's nothing worse than not being able to afford your life. And this being child, so I'll be terrified. So Tina Campbell says she brings in just under $5,000 a month while reportedly nearly 12 grand a month in expenses. So if you only bring in this, it's time to do the math. If your expenses monthly is 12K and you bring in 5K, you're living above your means. You can afford to pay because you are not making enough money. Okay, her and Teddy are divorcing. Okay, per TMZ, she reported working about 20 hours a week and earning approximately $4,900 a month. She reported monthly expenses totaling $11,930, including $4,100. And I think they also live in California, so including $4,100 in rent, meaning they don't own their house. And I'm a firm, because I am a single woman with no children, I don't want to buy a house. My mom owned her house. My sister owned her house. I don't need to own a house. Because when I'm dead, who gonna get it? DJ is gonna already get 2 houses. Okay? But I feel like when you are a married person with children, eventually you should own a house and stop renting. That's my opinion. I'm just saying. Okay? Anyway. Again, $4,100 a month for rent, $1,800 a month for groceries, $2,200 a month for utilities, and $1,300 in auto-related expenses. Okay, she also looked at $400 in charitable contributions. Girl, you can afford. You are the charity. Okay, if you bring home 5 grand with 12K worth of expenses, you can't be out here giving charity. You are the charity. Okay, Tina reported listed Teddy's income at approximately $7,500. Let's do the math. Okay, she makes $5,000. Okay, he makes $7,500. That's still $12,500. Girl, but again, that's life for some people. Some people, again, their total combined income is $12,500, which is $500 less than their monthly expenses, meaning they're probably living off credit card debt. Because if Teddy bring in, again, $7,500 a month from his work as a drummer, y'all both living above your means. One, you need to move to California because you can't afford it. And again, this is the hard part when you are a couple and you are living a life based on 2 incomes. And even your 2 incomes is barely making it. Because it ain't enough. It ain't enough. And girl, it ain't enough. And I'm not laughing as if it's funny. I'm just saying, once your marriage is starting to end, and we don't make a lot of money together. We got credit cards, and we can do this, we can do that. But our income on a regular basis just covers our basic living expenses. Like, is there a savings account that has money in it? Now, if there's a savings account that y'all are pinching from to pay stuff, cool. If you have, 10 mil sitting in an account somewhere, and if the expenses are being paid through that account, and your monthly income is like chump change, cool. But there needs to be an active conversation if you're telling me that you make $5,000 a month, your husband makes $7,500 a month, and y'all expenses a month is $12,000. That's crazy. So y'all can't afford the divorce. Yeah, a lot of folks stay together because it's too expensive to separate. Yeah, Cali broke, meaning you live in a city, in a state that is expensive. But if you lived, hell, if you lived in Detroit, if you lived in, Roseville, if you live in a different city in Michigan, if you live in a different city in Nebraska, I don't know, but you're living in to me, I think the most expensive states are Cali and New York. I've always heard both of those states have this expensive ass living. Okay, and girl, between you and Malika, y'all gonna be broke, bitch. Girl, you better get together. Get another job, child. So we talked about Sarah. Is this how's her name pronounced? I think it's Soraya. After Soraya cussed Joy Badass out yesterday and had a whole, pissed off moment, her friends came through, as they should, to make her feel better. Okay? What a fuck that nigga Keke. Look, if your friends don't get you a nigga Keke because they know you're going through it, okay, and you having a bad day, you just vent, you upset, I'm just so sad, I'm upset, I'm upset. Girl, fuck that nigga. Get a nigga Keke. Go get some drinks. Okay? Let your friends make you feel better. Okay? And her friend showed, them going around there trying to lift her spirits. Okay? Because she's going through a breakup, a public one at that. And I think once they realized, oh my God, she went on social media and she don't never do that. Let's get over there. Okay? Someone go to Costco, to Sam's Club, to Kroger, get a fuck that nigga Keke. Okay? Get the cake and some candles and let's go out to eat. Okay? Drink. Have a good old time. Okay? Get her a good old room. Okay? Get out the house, girl. Okay? Forget him. Bang, bang. Some flowers, okay? You are supposed to do that. Some little wine, okay? Help her, get over the bull stuff for her and Joey. Now, Joey was out here on social media, child, posting, it said Real Talk Part 4. Being busy doesn't mean you're moving forward. Pick a priority. Measure the results and adjust. Motivation. Inspiration. Real talk. Mentorship. Okay.
I gotta get y'all priorities straight, man. See, a lot of us confuse being busy with being productive. We end the day off exhausted, assuming we accomplished something. That don't mean you actually got somewhere. That's why measurement is important. Because progress leaves evidence. What changed, what worked, what didn't. If you never stop to look at the progress, you will repeat the same faulty routine over and over. Busy being busy without realizing you're standing still.
So he was out here posting motivation, comments, and shambles. Okay, folks is upset with Joey Badass child because they like you didn't got that girl pregnant. Okay, and had her for her life out there with you. And y'all are cheating, and now you want to be a motivator. Get out of our face. Get out of our face. But again, shout out to her friends for getting her out the house. Okay. Issa Rae is returning to HBO. So, Insecure came out 10 years ago. Okay, 10 whole years ago. Well, now she's doing a new show back at HBO. So, HBO is giving a pilot order to an untitled half-hour comedy from Issa Rae. That will be to me, I see, is it a male Insecure? Okay, so it follows Menzel, a 30-year-old barber and inspiring sports manager who serves as best friends and an unofficial confidant to JB, an up-and-coming boxer, as the two navigate ambition, insecurity, and the pressure of success in the high-stakes world of professional boxing in Vegas. I'm like, is it just Insecure? I feel like Issa has a writing style where, because rap shit was about two friends struggling to make it, and whatnot, and the shenanigans. Okay, Insecure was about four friends, growing up in life, and now we have this untitled show about, you know, two friends in the boxing world and life or whatever. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, but I just hope it's funny. Okay, this will be her fourth show with HBO. She had Insecure, Rap Shit, a Black sketch show. She also had that reality show, Sweet Life. What's it called? Sweet Life. I forgot what the show. I forgot what it's called. But again, you know, we love Issa. We hope it's great. But it just the explanation of the show, it sound like a male version of Insecure, you know. But we're gonna watch it. Okay, we're gonna watch it. Lauren London will be playing Snoop Dogg's mother. Okay, there is a Snoop Dogg biopic being made. They already have picked the people who will be playing a young Snoop Dogg and also a young Dr. Dre. And Lauren London is set to play Snoop's mother. And I thought in my brain, I was like, I love Lauren London. I do. I think he's great or whatever. At the same time, I'm like, but can she play somebody's mama? You know, now I don't know how far back they're going with the Snoop Dogg biopic. If it'll be him from childhood, if it'll be him from when he first got with Dre, I'm not sure. I'm hoping London. I'm hoping Lauren does it in a great way. I almost feel like I'm not really pressed to see a Snoop Dogg biopic. Cause I don't know. But maybe I am. But again, when I'm like Lauren London playing Snoop's mama. If she's his mom when he's a kid, like if when Snoop is 10, cool. But if Snoop is supposed to be 18 and she's supposed to be 38, I'm not. I mean, Lawrence has a baby look. You know what I'm saying? Lauren don't look like she can play someone's mama who is a teenager or a young 20-year-old, whatever. Lauren looks like the mother of somebody young. You know. So I'm trying I will see. We'll see. I don't know. Okay. The film is supposed to come out next year, around August 6th. It's gonna be under the Death Row Pictures umbrella or whatever. But again, I mean, congrats on Lauren London. You know, congrats, girl. What else? Was that? Wait, was that it? Let me see. I may be done, bitch. I told you I wasn't much. We did Dolly. Oh, I gotta do Claudia. So let's get to Claudia and then we will be done. Okay. We did Dolly. We did lock her ass up as Sydney. We did Coco Jones. We did Issa Rae, Keke. Okay. Okay. Again, it wasn't much today, but I still gave y'all a little 2-hour show. So Claudia Jordan. Okay. And let me hold on. Claudia Jordan. So, you know, Claudia Jordan, oh y'all, Beyonce paid tribute to Dolly Parton. I just saw that. And Beyonce said, Dolly, you were the barometer, the North Star, bold and brilliant, talented and tenacious. You taught so many lessons on how to be uniquely oneself. I am grateful for your art, your heart, and your generosity, your humor, your entrepreneurship. I'm honored that I had the privilege to work with you. I will treasure that forever. Thank you for your profound impact on the world. You are an angel who has made this world a happier place because of your joyful art. You are truly one of one. Rest peacefully. Okay, so Beyonce said, Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. Anyway, I just thought that's how I'm going to put up here. But Claudia. So You know, where is it at? So do y'all watch? I watch Carlos King's Monday Night Live, and let me be clear, okay? I literally watch it for Dustin. You know, Dustin is from Flint, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away from the G. And I love Dustin's the way he recants and tells stories and reviews things or whatever. So I really only like if Dustin isn't there, I don't watch. Um I tolerate the other people on the show, but it just for my own reasons. If Dustin isn't on the episode, I don't watch at all. If he is there, I watch, I listen. Because sometimes it's a really good show. And sometimes I'm like, bitch, I'm over it. Okay. But again, my draw in is Dustin. And whatnot. And Carlos aggravates me sometimes, but I digress. So, Claudia has an issue. So they review Carlos' shows, they review Bill Collective, they review Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then they review Atlanta Housewives. They will probably review Potomac. They review the shows, right? Every Monday. And I will say this. I feel like Carlos started with just, I think, him and Dustin talking about shit. They then added in Claudia, and then they recently added in Blue. So it's a four-person panel. And I will be the first person to say that being on a panel with other people and having to give your opinion on things, and sometimes, you don't agree or whatever, it can be stressful or whatever. You try to be as easygoing as you can be. And for the most part, I feel like they're fine. Sometimes Claudia aggravates me when she double talks. And she'll say something for one person, but it won't be the same. I've always called Dustin. I said Dustin is a real ass truth teller, meaning he gonna be real as fuck with how he talks to you about it. And I don't always agree with Dustin's opinions. There's times I don't agree, but I like how he relays stuff. You know what I'm saying? Claudia sometimes irks my nerves with her consistent conversation that she reverts to be about herself. And a piece of being a commentator and on a panel, yes, you do want to draw from some of your own life experiences, but you're not supposed to always make it about yourself. And she does that a lot. Carlos does a lot as a producer. A lot. It irks me. And Blue sometimes irks me because it's like therapy. And I don't want to watch anyone's YouTube whatever's for therapy, bitch. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So once it gets deep down the therapy rabbit hole, I tune out. It's white noise. So again, whatever. However, there has been an issue where people notice Claudia don't like Portia. Okay, at all. And so on last week's show, she finally kind of said why she don't like Portia. That's part one.
Happy.
And is he fine, girl? Is he fine?
He's cool as hell.
He's
Okay.
very nice. Go ahead.
You know who he is, because he be bailing your girl out of jail when she gets mugshots taken.
So this was last week after the reunion for Housewives of Atlanta, where they were trying to figure out, we were trying to figure out who was the man that Kelly and Portia has in common. Because Kelly said that Claudia knows whoever this man is, but they kept bleeping the man's name out. So this is them asking Claudia, would they mention you by name on the Housewives? What's going on? So this is her saying, yeah, the man who they mentioning has been in Portia's life for a while or whatever.
Okay, that's one. He was around since Cornell. Matter of fact, when I met Portia, he invited me to lunch and to dinner, and I met her. She was a sweet girl, fresh out of like getting out of the divorce, and I was introduced to her as she was his girlfriend. So imagine my surprise when we went out that night, and his other rich friend comes, and Portia says, "I need to get that." So that was my first issue with her, because if you, my friend introduces, I'm introduced to you as my friend's girl, and you like go behind his, like, to me, you're telling me you want to like step on my boy. I'm looking at you crazy, and it's always, I've always looked at her sideways since then. So there's your origin story, ladies and gentlemen. I lost respect. If I meet just someone that Justin's dating, right, and he introduced me to his man or whatever, and then in that same night when we're out, his man's like, see somebody else rich and like, oh, I'm gonna go get that. I'm not fuck. I don't look at you crazy now, because how dare you tell me you about to shit on my person that I fuck with and I'm friends with. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this is a guy that has had her back for a very long time and played the back for a very long time. He was around for a lot of the stuff. Go naked hair, investors, hooking up with people that cards me. I'm giving y'all everything tonight. Y'all can be mad at me all you want. I don't give a fuck, because it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And like I said at that reunion, if you think this is defamation and I'm lying, file a lawsuit. Okay? But you can't. So anyways, the guy he's had her back for a very long time. But, you know, when she went and got married to Simon, all that, whatever, I think that maybe caused a little bit of a rift. And I don't know where they are right now, but there was a time when Kelly and him were kicking it, because they called me one time and said hi. And that's how I got introduced to her.
The guy and Kelly called you.
Yeah. And then
So some guy who Portia was allegedly dating eventually started dating Kelly later on. And so Claudia's point is, because he's my friend and he introduced you to me as his lady, and you, Portia, allegedly said, oh, I want to fuck his rich friend, whatever, I think that Claudia felt some kind of way. I feel like, one, who the fuck is it? Okay, if you not gonna tell us who it is that Kelly and Portia have in common, leave it be. You know, and if you not get, because when Portia and, let me see, because Portia and Cordell divorced. Portia, they divorced in 2013. So this is something from 10 years, at least 9 years ago. You are saying you have had an issue with Portia for 9 years, because when she was divorced and was talking to your friend, she allegedly said, oh, I want to get with that too. Now, as a, I would be upset as well, but I would tell my friend, hey friend, you know she for the streets. And if my friend said, I don't care, we still cool, like she not my woman or whatever, so whatever. If my friend don't care, I can't care. If my friend don't care, I can't care. But the fact that Portia and Kelly and not Claudia have not said who the man is, but Claudia's point is, I've had a side eye with Portia for 10 years over her saying that one time at band camp, oh, he cute and he rich, I should get with that too. Whatever. Okay? So we now know why Claudia don't like Portia. Okay? So that was said last week. Well, yesterday, hold on.
It wasn't the
Yesterday, they were recapping the final part of the reunion. There's a scene where in the reunion, Andy asked Shamia about the surrogacy. So at the end of the season, at the end credit thing, Shamia tells Gerald the surrogate is pregnant. So when Andy asked at the reunion, so how is surrogacy going? And Shamia has to announce, sadly, the surrogate had a miscarriage, so the last embryo they had, failed. And the girl was maybe, she was like 11 weeks or less pregnant, and so they lost their pregnancy. And when she had said that at the reunion, again, her and Portia had been beefing. Okay, even at the reunion, they were beefing and cussing and fussing. Like Portia and Shamia's friendship is dead, and we were just fussing. So when Shamia said after all of that how the girl had a miscarriage or whatever, and ladies, oh, it's so sad to hear, blah blah blah. Portia didn't say anything. Portia, to me, Portia looked like she wanted to give a condolence, or she wanted to say something, but she also knew we not there. Like we not cool. And so I'm just not gonna say shit. I'm gonna let Shamia have her moment. It ain't about me. I didn't have any issue with Portia choosing to stay silent, not be shady, not give any weird looks, but you could tell on Portia's face, she looks like damn. But she also just did not involve herself in Shamia's moment. I thought that was fine based on the fussing and cussing that they had done for this 3-part reunion. Okay. Claudia felt different. Portia has said, I'm trying to think how to say it the right way. Portia has made it clear, I don't fuck with her. Right now, we not fucking with each other. Shamia made it clear, and so did Portia. And once we are beefed out and no longer friends, and we have both said on this fucking green stage, our friendship really wasn't shit. You ain't shit, your mom ain't shit. All that has been said. I don't think either one of them owes the other one, whatever. And I know at one point Andy maybe asked Shamia about Portia being gay now and being with Sway. And I do believe Shamia, this is I think on part 1. And Shamia did, so I want her to be happy, so I mean I'm happy for her. But that was really it. I don't think Portia owed any kind of sincere response to Shamia, because it would have felt fake based on them just beefing. And if I'm telling y'all I don't fuck with her, I'm also not gonna be fake nice just because she had a thing. So they discussed this, and Claudia ass showed, in my opinion, how biased she is against Portia. And her and Blue was like, a disagreement.
Debate on social media. Whether or not Portia
fair use
should have offered condolences to Shamia in this moment because all the other women did. Starting with you, Blue, do you think Portia should have said something in regards to what happened? It's a big debate on social media that was divided.
If someone's dead to me, I owe them nothing.
If you are dead to me, I don't owe you shit. If we not cool no more, I don't owe you shit.
Like respectfully, I was moved to. I got emotional watching what Shamia was going through. It broke my heart for her. I 1,000% believe that the pressure was not put on her. It was something she sincerely wanted to do for her partner. I have many friends who are from the same culture who have told me, like, hey, I watched the show, I don't understand where we're from. It doesn't matter what he says. Culturally speaking, the family wants that. You know what I mean? So there's some implied cultural norms that Shamia probably picked up on and took on herself because she knew what it would mean to not just him, but his family. You know what I mean? So my heart 1,000% goes out to Shamia in every way possible. Like, it's bigger than the show, right? So there's no joke around that. And if you talk about my mother crazy, you're dead to me.
Boom. Okay. Shamia and Portia, exposing beef that their parents had, and Shamia's, your mama tried to fuck my dad. Your mama tried to fuck your uncle. Portia saying, I don't like how you brought up my daughter. Okay, we not on the same playing field, bitch.
And I don't owe you shit. And so those two things can coexist. Don't virtue signal after you cross our lines with me. Because if you cross the line, you don't need to tell me how to cross back over it. So I don't think Portia owes her anything because first she's talking to a ghost. And I do think everybody else having that moment with her makes total sense. But yeah, if you ever hear that somebody says something dirty that involves my mother of all people, none of y'all better tell me I should have said shit to them.
Personally, that's her opinion about it. Okay? I don't owe anyone sympathy, empathy, or my energy if everyone knows we're not fucking with each other anymore. That don't mean I don't feel bad for you, but I don't have to emote anything. I don't owe you nothing.
Dustin? Yeah, I agree with Blue 100% on this. I think it was actually respectful of Portia to not say anything, right? Because obviously, like, she went on to speak on later. She sees the endearing eyes that Shamia looks at parts of her friendship and the memories of their friendship with. The best thing after the things that they've said and done to each other, said about each other and done to each other, the proper thing to do was for Portia to do what the gay people call keep it cute. And that's exactly what she did. You know what I'm saying? She sat there, didn't have anything to say, she wasn't disrespectful, and she just moved, she just minded her. And a lot of more people need to do that. The world would be a better place. So I thought both ladies handled that situation well.
Yeah. Sometimes minding your, like, for instance, even though I don't know this person, Destiny Payton from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know her in real life. Do not know her in real life. But I reviewed the show. I've had comments about her and stuff. And when her father passed away, I almost thought to comment on her post and send my condolences. And I was like, no. Not because but for only because I'm like, I don't think I owe her that, and I don't know if I know for a fact she's probably seen my comments about it or whatever. I know for a fact she has. And I just felt like that would be fake. I still felt horrible for Destiny, but I made the choice. I'm like, I'm not about to go on her page and oh my God, Destiny. I just felt like it would be weird.
Claudia, that's just for me, for real though. My God.
Yes.
That's heartbreaking.
I disagree. It's called being an adult and having a soul and having listen, the negative of Portia and Shamia is a drop in the bucket compared to the years of friendship that they were friends. And it can get ugly with you. And I found grace for someone that I didn't even fuck with before I got on the show a couple of times. You know, I remember when someone's mom was sick with cancer on a show we did. I'm not going to say her name, but Carlos, you know, who had nothing but bad things to say about me the entire season, made fun of my sexual abuse, all kinds of things. Maybe y'all may think I'm a sucker for offering some grace, but when her mom was sick, I put together a care package because I put my stuff aside. My stuff with her is a drop in the bucket compared to what you're going through, and it's just called being a decent human being. I think Portia made a big mistake by not offering just a word. You're supposed to be the leader of the show, the so-called face of this franchise. And sometimes you got to do things. I even got to give Nene some credit. After our beef for season 7.
That goes on now, okay. Because I'm like, I don't know how Echo popped in, but I hope it's gone now.
We went at it. We said so much stuff. Half-read this. I talked about her hair, all kinds of things we said. I remember when she had a breakdown at the reunion, and we all said some like things about it to her. And I'm not going to rehash all of that. But when I got home from that, it didn't cost me anything to say something nice to her. And I could have been like, fuck that bitch forever. It's not fuck that bitch forever. She was having a real moment, and something was very painful to her. So I did what a human should do and have some kind of empathy. And when I got home, I checked my email. She wrote me an email. And she said, I know we're not in a good place, but, and I've never posted this or anything, right? Hopefully, Nene, you don't mind me saying this. She said, I appreciate the kind things you said to me. And I said, you know what? I appreciate you reaching out to me and saying this as well. And this is some real grown woman shit. We put our shit aside. And I just would have liked, yeah, on one hand, you could be like, man, fuck that bitch forever. But I guess I don't see how what their beef is as being so evil. They both talk shit about each other's mothers. We can have an argument about who started it. But like, to me, there's been worse stuff said on this show about each other. And your friend that you had since you were younger lost a last male embryo, I think is a way bigger deal than their petty beefs. To me, I think their beef is better. Again, I'm not in it. But I just felt like I feel like she missed an opportunity to show a real leader quality by just saying something like, you know what, although we ain't in a good place, I feel for you. Period. Don't have to be fake and do a big long speech. My opinion.
To me, that's about you.
It's my opinion.
I understand, but once you bring my mother, if you talk about me, I can forgive you.
She didn't bring her mother by herself.
No, I understand, but my thing is, once you cross the line with my mother, that certain people have lines, and we're allowed to have different lines. If you talk about my mother or my child, I'm allowed to have that line, and it doesn't make me any less decent than anybody else. It actually doesn't make me any less decent.
Also,
y'all hear me? I think the big issue I had with Claudia's opinion was she made it seem like because Portia did not give condolences or console or whatever to Shamia, that meant Portia's a bad person. You're not a good person. You're not a decent person. It was her equating that to Portia's a flawed person because she didn't. It's like, no. She didn't owe her that. That did not make Portia a bad person. It was weird that her stance was, well, I can't believe Portia didn't do that, because, even if you choose to do something, that does not mean if someone else doesn't do that they're a bad person. And I feel like it made Claudia come off as jealous and envious and biased, because Portia did not have to do nothing. Because I part of me feel like if Portia would have went and, oh my gosh, Shamia, oh, I'm so sorry, I bet my life Claudia would have said, oh, Portia fake, she ain't mean it. You know what I'm saying? Girl, the fuck bye.
So I think that it is of note here that this is a very fresh thing for them. That shit in Scotland that really was the breaking point for them is a fairly recent occurrence. So they're both still very mad at each other. Portia is still very angry with Shamia. Shamia is still very angry with Portia. And I think that it's a bit unrealistic to expect them to be virtuous and, you know, and let their good sense overrule their emotion in that moment, when it is sufficient, to me, my opinion. I think it is sufficient to not have anything to say, not making faces and acting disgusted in the moment, or disrespecting, you know, the sanctity of motherhood and the seriousness of the loss that Shamia experienced. But that also doesn't mean that you have to then muster up some words to say to a person who you are actively angry with. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a little unrealistic to expect that. And I think it's dope that it wasn't anything. I don't think they allowed their disagreement to touch that situation surrounding Shamia's loss. I think Portia just stayed out of it
for a reason.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
literally is a name for why it's valid not to virtue signal. And I would implore people not to self-abandon just to look like good, decent people to other people.
Yeah.
If you have it to give it. But if you don't have it to give, don't lie.
And also, I want to point out, even Claudia bringing up her beef with Nene, you and Nene ain't had no real beef. So it was probably easier for you to go and talk to Nene or whatever and say blah, 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 because there was no history there. You know, Shamia and Portia have a long, drawn-out friendship, history, beefhood. The parents, it's a lot under that bridge. So it's not easy to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna forgive you, girl. It ain't nothing. It's like, no, bitch. Someone who you have history with, it's harder sometimes to let that guard up or down. So you bring that what happened with Nene and whatever. That's coworker bullshit. That don't matter at all. And Dustin saying, you know, there was a true blue fight with them. It's fresh wounds. Like Portia did what she should do. Portia did what she should have done was not be fake about it and not include herself in Shamia's moment. Let her have it.
And if I'm talking about something as personal as losing a damn baby, I don't want anybody that I'm mad at to say anything to me. I'm going to take that as if the same way that Portia felt like Shamia even bringing up her daughter Pilar at that table triggered her, right? Just bringing her up, she felt like Shamia was using that as a tool to start some shit with her. So if I'm sitting here pouring my heart out about something as deeply personal as losing my last embryo, which love and prayers and blessings to Shamia and her family for that experience, right? Mm-hmm. But if I'm sitting here kicking it about something that personal, the last motherfucker on earth that better open their mouth is a person that I'm actively in beef with. Yes, it's not the time. I don't give a fuck about the history. According to what just went down between us, the history wasn't shit anyway. Portia literally just sat on the stage and said flat out, now I'm realizing this was never a real friend. Those experiences were what they were, and she may have had this from whatever. They're not at a place where they could connect over something that's serious in their relationship. That's just the facts.
I would only say this if I had been through it. That's all. So I do see that. I don't think it's unrealistic because been there, done that, and it is hard. It's just, I said I would have loved to see that as, I think that would have been a great moment, but you know, it's, I on the show. They're not my friends, but
yeah,
I just think
I would say, listen, I'm split on it in the sense of, I think all of you guys are making great points. I do think what we have to remind ourselves is they were friends since 14. And this isn't some beef that occurred because they met on a reality show, right? Mm-hmm. These women are in their 40s. This is a 30+ year friendship. Mothers were involved. And honestly, I'm having this light bulb moment because of what Dustin said.
And I think Carlos' point was to, like I said, to Claudia. You met Nene on the show. Y'all beef was from the show. co-worker shit. That ain't what happened with Shamia and Portia. Theirs is deep rooted.
Because I am reminded too that this is a fresh beef. And I think to give both women some grace. I don't have the answer in terms of how to handle this level of vitriol with my best teenage friend, and we're at these odds on a national scale where our mothers are involved. I think when you look at it through that lens, I don't think there is an answer for this. I think Portia did everything that anybody would have done in that situation based on the history of their friendship. This is 30 plus years. And I'm not excusing her behavior. I'm not condoning it. I'm saying, this is my opinion, I don't know what the right thing to do was in this situation, or the wrong thing.
It's subjective. That's why. That's the point. There is no right. It's too subjective to make harsh statements on either side because not everybody is the same. That's why they're incompatible. This is another example of why.
Yeah,
and they're incompatible because both are valid and neither is better or more decent or good. They're different types of people. Where I come from, I don't want my name in your mouth if I don't fuck with you.
And the killer part was Blue and Dustin's point was no one's right or wrong. But I don't want to fuck with nobody I don't fuck with. Claudia's point was, well, no, Portia's wrong. She's disingenuous. She's a bad person or whatever. And that's just not true. You can say, well, I wish Portia would have done that without making it seem like, well, because she did not do that, that makes her the bad person in this situation. They're like, well, no, that ain't even what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Claudia was trying to argue the point of, well, y'all are wrong and I'm right. And it's like, nah.
Especially if it involves a child, a mother, anything sensitive. I come from a culture where the power of the tongue, somebody that you don't fuck with, even mentioning your name is considered bad juju. So for me, culturally, I don't want my name in your mouth if I don't fuck with you. I don't need your fake condolences. Even if it's sincere, fine. But I don't owe you access to me or any kind of energy. And I think we need to get out of the habit of not allowing people to be different without diminishing how they move. It's subjective. There's no wrong or right answer because it's subjective.
And I agree. I think people can have an opinion that Portia is a bad person, but I don't think you can equate this situation to Portia being a bad person. This situation of her not, giving condolences or sympathy to Shamia does not make her a bad person. Other things make Portia a bad person, but not this thing. I think that's the issue. They're like, well, no, well, you can't, because if I'm saying I wouldn't do it, am I a bad person too?
Very subjective.
I don't know. I don't even know how people can sit there and I could not even stomach that. Like, I feel like I want to tear up now about what happened. Like, I get what y'all saying. I guess maybe I'm too nice. Maybe I'm a sucker. I don't know. But like,
not too nice. It's just a different way of moving. They're both equally valid.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
They're equally valid. That's the point. Is they're equal. Yeah. There's not a diminished value. They're equal.
Someone I had many, many years with shares on national television. She lost her last embryo. I could be mad at this bitch. This bitch gets on my fucking nerves. But there'd be something in me that would be like, but yeah, they're arguing shit about their mother. Their mother's been beefing since the 80s. Their mom's been beefing. Okay, we've been knowing this. And they bring up the mothers. They both said shit about each other's mothers, and it ain't the end of the world what they said either. We've had worse. We've had worse. You know what the end of the world is? What happened to Shamia's embryo? That's the end of the world for that baby. The
irony is it's a motherhood conversation. An embryo is about motherhood. And
I don't want to argue with you about my opinion. I don't. Like, this is so sad, you guys. This is so sad to me.
Well, you're not arguing with her about
but you are pitying my opinion, though. So I get to talk about how my opinion is valid, though. So I don't want my opinion to be pitied.
I'm not saying your opinion's not valid.
Said that, like, I'm not, like, it's not as decent. Those words hold weight.
I never said that.
I understand, but it's to say that the decent thing to do, the alternative is also decent.
Not to me.
Exactly. And that's diminishing.
I'm not diminishing you, Blue. I just don't agree with you. And guess what?
As somebody who's a mother's girl,
over me, please.
But I'm saying the way
you're diminishing me talking.
Okay.
We have many times not agreed on this panel. And I don't want you to think that I'm diminishing you as a person.
As a mother's girl, it feels that way, I'll be honest. Because for me, my mother is my world in the way an embryo would be the world for Shamia. And because my mother is my world, that makes me as emotional as you are about this embryo.
I could understand if it was a one-way thing where it was all this season was Shamia coming for Portia's mother. I would 1000% agree with you. I'd be like, you damn right. You damn right. Because I can't hear you because we're talking at the same time. I'd be like, you damn right. Because she deserves everything.
And Blue was aggravated. Blue is aggravated because Blue's point is you are trying to make it seem as if you want to argue or I'm arguing against your point and I'm not. You can't tell me that my hard spot ain't my mama. You can't tell me that how I feel about my mom doesn't matter because of someone's feelings about a baby. Because Shamia's soft point may be that embryo. But if mine is my mom, if that's my cutoff point, then that's my cutoff point. So if someone talk cash shit about my mama and I then say, fuck you, I'm valid in my feelings. And Claudia, so she's trying to fight her point and don't get that no one's trying to fight her, but she's trying to make it seem as if they're wrong. And they're like, no, we're not wrong. You're not wrong either. It's just all a different opinion. But you're making it seem as if anyone thinks differently than you, then they're a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where the came.
Because the whole season, it's just that one way. But they're both guilty. Right? So I'm just like, they almost like watch each other. In my opinion, that's why this sports wears, so we can have 4 different opinions. I'm sorry, I'm taking understanding you. I just don't agree with I don't agree with your take, and that's okay, because there's been many a show you don't agree with mine, and that's okay. We still gonna
I don't disagree with your take. I think they can coexist equally. So that's the thing. I don't disagree with your take. I think your take is valid for you, and my take is valid for me. So that's actually the difference. I think they're both valid.
It's not.
And that's the point that Claudia wasn't hearing. No one was disagreeing with Claudia. No one was. But Claudia was disagreeing with them. And they're like, no, your point, the echo is back. I don't know why. I can't fix it. So I think I don't know, for some reason when I'm playing the thing, I can't have it playing and I'm not muted. So, it's just weird. So I'm gonna stop talking and playing at the same time. It shouldn't be there anymore. Hold on. So when it's playing, I can't have it playing at the same time. I don't know why I changed that way. It's just weird. But that was the point. Blue's point was we can both have different opinions that coexist at the same time. Claudia felt like, well, no. It's like, but girl, that ain't what it is.
We're saying the same thing. We just don't agree with each other.
Well, look,
okay.
I do want to say this because I don't want to spend so much real estate on just that moment. Because what I would like to do is sort of talk about the bigger conversation. So what I'm going to do is sort of use this opportunity to transition to the end, which is the state of Shamia and Portia's friendship. Listen.
They went on to talk. Things calmed down. But I'm like, Blue was aggravated. Blue was pissed off. I think Dustin was also a bit aggravated too. I think Dustin was trying to kind of smooth things out. Carla always let the shit fly. But Claudia has this biased blind side that she feel like she has to be right. That's the hard part about being on panels. If you're on a panel where people want to be right versus people who want to give an opinion. And this is an example of someone who wanted to be right and not give her an opinion, because you can't argue and fight for your opinion and then make it seem as if, well, y'all are this, make it seem like I'm crazy. No one was doing that, Claudia. But you are trying to make it seem like Portia did something wrong and she didn't. And we said clear as day, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And that's okay too. She could have said something to Shami. She could have, but she didn't. And that's okay too. Yeah, because I think a lot of times they get first. I think Claudia has a tendency to think she's being engaging, entertaining, stretching the conversation, and sometimes it's just distracting, it's a bit aggravating, and it prolongs shit that does not need to be prolonged. And I think this was an example of you're fighting a battle that does not need to be fought. You're trying to win an argument that we're not even arguing about. I think both Dustin and Blue's point was, we're not negating how you feel, but you're trying to negate how we feel. You trying to make it seem as if, well, it's impossible for someone to put how they feel about their mom over how someone feels about a child. And it's like, no, they're both valid. They're both valid points. If Shamia's hard point is the embryo, Portia's hard point was her daughter, her mama. And so fuck Shamia. And Shamia is also saying fuck Portia. You know what I'm saying? It's not as if Shamia is trying to say, Portia, I love you. And Portia saying, fuck you, Shamia. They're both saying fuck each other in different ways. But Claudia doesn't see that because she don't like Portia. She don't like Portia. And they have mentioned in the past on other reviews that she's done that she will find some kind of way to make Portia be the villain, even if in that aspect she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And this was an example of that. So this one went viral on social media because of the back and forth between Blue and Claudia, because you can clearly see Blue was aggravated. And I don't think they're going to be beefed out or whatever. I think they'll get over it and whatnot. They have a live show coming up next month. But I do feel like Claudia is going to have to figure out how to take herself out of the equations. How to not make it be about her. And how she feels personally on something that then changes the narrative of the problem. You can't, well, but if it was me and even if we hate each other, but if you say, oh, you lost a baby, you shouldn't do that. I'm not, if we not cool, I don't have an opinion on you and your situation. I don't. And that's okay. Because we just got the cussing and fussing. And if you trying to give me sympathy too fast, bitch, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. So what I do hope Claudia is able to do is just sometimes recognize when no one's fighting your opinion, Claudia. When no one is saying, hey, Claudia, you're wrong. And if she starts to shut up a little bit and notice that, these little things won't happen. Because again, no one feels as if they have to agree on shit. You're going to disagree all the time, it's fine. But when you feel like you have to fight for your opinion to be validated because someone else has a different opinion, that's the problem. And I think they don't want to have this get fucked up because anyone could look, I promise y'all, all it takes is one spark. Okay? And I just want Claudia and Blue to both get that. You know, because maybe some folks say, well, maybe Blue could left alone. But I feel like Claudia, who kept trying to undermine Blue's stance in, but my heart stopped with my mama. And you can't tell me your mama as a hard stop is trumped by someone else's hard stop with their kid. Fuck that kid. It's about my mama. Anyway, that's it, y'all. It's after midnight. Okay, I did all my topics, y'all, and I'm done. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live. Okay, I hope everybody have a good night. Okay, I was live yesterday too. Go look at that. Will I be live on Wednesday night? Maybe, possibly. Okay, come on around here at around 8 to see if the live is set, and if it is, come on. Okay, y'all make sure to like this video, subscribe, share, all that good stuff that I say every time, every week, every day. Okay. like I told y'all, I'm gonna try to come live more often. One, to get back in YouTube's algorithm, and two, because I should just do that. Okay, but good night. Again, if things are on social media, I'll pop on live tomorrow. If not, we shall see. We can come on and look around at the channel. I should be on around 9 p.m. But I gotta go. I love you all. Have a good night, y'all. I gotta go. Bye.